girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their girls with their nails done now.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back with another bang. This is going to be Lidoma Presents Asia Cup, and this is Philippines Qualifier. And I believe it's day number 3. My name is Rita. Along with me, it's going to be my amazing co-caster, Insane. Well, hello, Insane. How are you, mate?
I'm good, Raider. I'm good. And I'm really excited about the matches. I'm really excited about the team that are playing today. We've got match number 1, as always, Bermuda. Couple of teams, they've all gone towards their own preferred location. Let's see. Right now, QR, Blank, Laika, Kazu, Shanks, all the 4 guys, they are quite well looting around the area of observatory. I believe
Right.
I was expecting a couple of drop clashes, but so far QR is out of danger zone.
Well, definitely, I guess QR is actually trying their level best to survive a bit more and eventually get again into the zone, and after that pull through punches. We've seen QR performing exceptionally well, but if we talk about War FX, right now they are pulling some punches. They are actually trying their level best to gain some good amount of points. That's good enough. RSX, if I talk about that squad, they are also actually punching out. But team hard to get is already out of equation, and they're not that hard to get, man. They are already out of equation.
Indeed, indeed. We can see RSX happy.
Yeah.
I believe he's definitely going to be happy. But on the other hand, I could spot a couple of frags from the team FX. They've
Mm-hmm.
pretty much started off with a great game. They have managed to secure 3 frags early in the game. It is definitely going to give them a little bit of boost. And there's one team that I've already seen getting eliminated. I could not exactly read which team that is, but ORV in the meantime. Godros is down and dusted. The other 3 guys alive and kicking. They're trying to hold and defend through the wall, through the corner, yet to enter the circle. But the very first thing is to defend and bring Godros back in the game.
Well, definitely, I believe that could be one of those viable situations coming up. QRV, if I talk about, Pong, Twist, and CI are the members. Twist is already getting damaged quite a bit. Chrono Shield has been appointed, but still, the damage that has been inflicted is already done. You can already see that guy is actually feeling quite a bit of pressure, but let's see how he's going to retaliate with that pressure. Eventually, some shots have been exchanged from this particular corner, but still fails to connect any kind of that connectivity to come so. But on the other corner, remember, guys, this is day number 3. This is the final day for any qualifier. I mean, the qualifying stage for Philippines region to be precise. Top 3 teams are going to get welcome for the next stage, where other 9 regions which are there right now are going to compete with the top 3 as well. Sliders have been used up. They're trying their level best to crossfire, but finally, if I talk about this angle, look at that. QRV is already punching some people out of the equation.
Definitely, they would definitely be trying to get some early frags into the game because whenever you drop into the game, drop into the lobby, early
Right.
frags are always a welcome respite. They boost the confidence. They give you a proper amount of aggression and whatnot. Everything that is needed, you get that in if in case you get those early frags. Right now, ORV pushing in. I believe they have spotted a couple of guys right around corner. They would want to get in the deal, get in the game, and secure that particular frag. Twist in the meantime with 2 frags, looking very confident. Spotted the other guy. That is a 1-2-3 kill conversion. That too convincingly.
Well, indeed, the conversions are coming up, finishes are coming up for sure. Team QRV is feeling more than decent at this moment, but then again, say it gets down. That's a bad shift of the tides at this moment. I believe his survival is something which is going to create a lot of tides. Let's see how he's going to be back in the game or not. Well, of course, I guess survival is something which can come forward because the upside turned down boat, is actually giving him a decent cover, and he's back in the game. He's going to patch himself. Meanwhile, Pong has been taken down, and I believe he's not going to survive anymore.
ORV Pong is down. Twist is still surviving, still alive. I believe they have a good spot. They are pretty much, they've started with the good game. AXT, on the other hand, we've seen AXT play exceptionally well in the past few games, in the past few days. We're expecting same sort of a situation, same sort of a gameplay right now today itself. But so far, the very first game, they're already playing with 1 man disadvantage. The fourth guy could not join. There must be some issue with the internet connection, maybe. But right now, AV with the high ground, Tanamo with a pistol. I believe he got knocked down, and right now he has made a comeback in the game, made a comeback in the lobby, and establishing his own flag for the team. That's a great start.
The start is absolutely amazing. But for the moment, if I talk about AV Radicals, well, of course, they have started quite well. 2 amazing kills from this guy's corner. If I talk about Vine himself, he's one of those amazing players which have started off quite well, but eventually, when it comes to Boya, there is something which actually gets them out of the equation. So I believe that rotation, I believe that strive or hunger to actually just find the blue zone is actually very, very chaotic for this particular team. But if we talk about Retux, he's again going to patch himself. Chrono Shield was appointed, and that is how he was able to take one more out. And a triple kill from this particular guy's corner is already coming up. So obviously, a lot of domination has been showcasing from this guy's corner. But moving up ahead, let's see how much more he can actually take out and how much more of points they can actually build. 28 amazing people are still surviving. This is just the first match. The map of Bermuda is already in front of us, and right now, if we talk about Team Bloodyhead, they are trying to find some gaps, and they might be able to eliminate 1 or 2 members out of the equation.
Every single guy would definitely try and get the gaps in the game, the gaps in the other teammates and the other enemies, so that they can quite as well seal the deal for themselves, pick a couple of frags, then get into a comfort zone, move inside the circles so that they could get up to a perfect spot in order to get a couple more frags for the team. BH in the meantime, they're also pushing forward, trying to enter the circle quite easily. They would enter right now around the hangar area. We can see a couple of guys, but I'm still a bit curious about the drop clashes, because we did not see so many drop clashes, which generally I expect, because I'm actually a sucker for the early phase fights. I always expect and want uh, the teams to get into the drop clash, because that is what is very entertaining for the viewers, for every single guy that is watching. But RSX happy? Must definitely be happy right now.
Well, indeed. He's surviving. His teammate is not doing that good. If I talk about Kaisi, he has to be back in the game. Let's see how that is actually going to be possible for the moment. If I talk about Team War FX, this team is also looking quite stable. They have actually got the four-man power, and definitely number of frags is actually looking decent from the corner. Yes, of course, if I talk about Gosu, he has not got any kind of frag in his perspective, but I believe very soon he might be able to pop it off because the team is already gelled up with the number of finishes, and eventually the manpower is as well there. As you all can see, Aguila with one amazing kill is already standing quite tall in the lobby. Pan is actually in his hands. He's trying his level best to sneak upon the enemy and run faster as far as he can actually go with. But right now, this particular area of factory can be very crucial, but little bit outside the particular play zone. So yes, of course, he has to be in the play zone to be precise. Let's see how he makes away. But I guess we have an enemy coming out in front of us.
Hmm. See, when you get into the circle, when the circle closes in, when the circle gets smaller, the enemies will definitely pop up right in front of you. But it's all a team game. It's all combined and collective efforts, which makes the huge difference. FX, four guys alive and surviving around the factory area. They have already spotted a couple of guys. But if only the circle was on the factory area, there would definitely be some guys on top of the factory, because this is generally the spot where the players they get a comfortable spot, and from there they secure a couple more frags for the team. But right now the fight is not over yet. FX chairs Gila, Too Easy, and Gosu. Four guys. We have seen a couple of good games from Gosu, but right now Too Easy coming from the backside. He's trying to take shots at the player. One man down, another one surviving. In fact, two more guys surviving, but Team FX is getting down to the ashes. A little problematic situation for Team FX. Where is Gosu? Gosu being the last man standing. He has come into the fight in order to be the savior, but he is still fighting back. There you go. Gosu, I believe. Gosu has come for the rescue, and the other guys definitely must be saying, "We are glad you came."
Well, indeed, the comeback is coming up and the support system is as well coming up. If I talk about Team QR, yesterday's, or should I say, day number two was quite fortunate for this particular team. Right now, we have to see that how the 8 matches for today are actually going to go on. This is the first one, 7 more to go. QR is still failing to get any kind of points in terms of their regulation, but I believe very soon QR might be able to pull some punches of their own. If I talk about Team WL, Invoker is one of those amazing players who have been showcasing his strength in terms of the aggression, in terms of the gaining of kills, and there we go. Already he's punching it out 35, 35, 35. 3 times his shots got connected, still fails to knock out the enemy, but now the pressure is going to be immense on the enemy as well.
Hmm. Invoker. Um, in the past few games, in the past few days, we did see Invoker getting so many frags. He has indeed become the terminator of the team, pretty much carrying the entire team throughout the lobby, throughout the game, from the very first frag until the very end to get the booyah. We are hoping towards the same game. The fans must be rooting for this particular team. WL Invoker again spotted a player trying to close in, wants to seal the deal, wants to secure the frag, and there you go. Invoker never misses that sort of a shot. He always closes in, takes his time, and blink of an eye, he gets the shot down.
The takedowns are still coming up. Invoker already has been taken down. Let's see his revival is possible or not. That is something which is going to be quite crucial. Paul on the other corner is also receiving some good shots. As you all can see from the left corner, more and more people are actually trying to push forward. Team WL is not looking that sharp as they were looking a minute ago, but right now they are still trying the level best to patch themselves, be back in the game, and eventually showcase their kind of strengths. Even after Invoker has been taken down, still 3 members of this particular team are still surviving. So I believe that comeback can actually be there.
Hmm. I believe the comeback is always possible. Even if you're the last man standing, you can still go inside the circle, try to escape, and try
Right.
and bring back your players. If in case you manage to do that, well and good. You can try and make a good comeback. If in case you do not, you try again in the next game. AV, Tanamo, Ritus, and Raymil. Three guys. Wine. This is quite a surprise. If you remember the last day that we witnessed the fitness of these guys, we could clearly see that Wine generally end up in a bad situation. He was always the last guy who was standing still for the team, trying to survive until the very last moment. Could not secure the booyah, but yeah, a couple of games he did manage to come to a #2 position. But right now, Wine is down. The other three guys are alive. I believe this is a good sign for the team because they're still this team still pretty much holds a
What?
good man number. That was a good shot.
Indeed, the shot was good enough, but right now he's actually climbing on his teammate and providing some good shots. That's interesting to watch out. Look at that. But then again, if I talk about Team Bloodyhead, these particular players are still surviving in the top four. To be precise, they are having the four-man power. That's what I was talking about. But currently, if I talk about the play zone, it is actually going to take a shift. And meanwhile, a lot of teams are actually going to be on edge. So definitely, it's going to be quite chaotic for them to just reach out for the particular next play zone. Getting the booyah is not going to be a piece of cake for this particular team as well. Apart from that, many teams are there which are also trying to go for the same cause. But right now, if we talk about Team AV Radicals, they are also popping some heads off. They are already getting some good points in their favor. Let's see what eventually happens. Void Phase with one amazing kill is also looking forward to attack and get some good points as well. Apart from that, if I talk about Morgana, we have seen his domination in the previous days. Let's see, is it going to get repeated or the teams have evolved as per their standards? And eventually, right now, maybe BH won't be able to gain those many points. But if I talk about Mark, the story is totally different because that guy has already got 3 amazing kills.
Hmm. We're down to 14 men in the lobby. RSX is still surviving. Couple of guys just sitting around the sniper tower. I believe it's not generally the right spot to sit in. If in case all the four guys all, at this sort of a time, at this sort of a position, I believe there should only be at least one guy. Because if in case there are more guys over there, the enemies might spot you. Couple of grenades down and the entire team gets eliminated. But right now, Laika coming in on the edge of the circle, they have spotted a guy trying to destroy that glue wall. That enemy has found a pretty good cover behind the tree, but I believe the cover is gonna get blown out. And from every single corner, Laika is trying to get down that eagerly trying to get down those frags. I believe he most certainly will be, but Blank gets that frag for the team.
Well, definitely the frags are about to come in, and eventually they are just trying their level best to chase those frags in their favor. Blank once again is actually there. Laika gets treated with the treatment pistol, but right now Kazu is also receiving some good shots. He's not looking that strong in terms of HP. I believe he has to also receive some good shots from treatment pistol, but on the other corner, Kazu still tries his level best to attack and eventually gains some good points. Shanks has been taken down. That's going to be a very chaotic loss for this particular team. And coming up to this close to the booyah, I don't think so any other team wants to just lose this. AV Radicals also trying their level best. Tanamo on the other corner is a little bit outside the particular play zone, which is actually impacting his survival quite a bit. Vine on the other corner is actually in the zone, and he's on the other corner, still trying to survive, still trying to gain some good points. But I believe with the tokens, his teammates can be back in the game.
Match number one, Bermuda, we're down to 12 men. The guys are still fighting pretty much hardly. BH, oh my god, BH is still surviving. I believe this is a good sign because all the four guys were alive. BH, Morgana, Mark, Whiteface, and Kaloy. The four guys with 6 frags. And they were good compound, but it's about time they should leave the compound and try to head towards the circle. If you look at the mini map Raider, we don't have so many compounds, so many covers. I believe there must be a couple of dips and ridges, but the guys are still out of rock solid cover, which is very needed right now. Morgana trying to fight back, trying to take shots, unable to secure a few more frags at this point of time. Frags are really important because in order to get to the victory, you need to eliminate the opponents. Otherwise, they will eliminate you and they will take the lead over you.
Well, definitely the elimination can actually come in right now, and these open areas can only be affected by these particular teams, and eventually the clashes will be delivered. As you can see, Phoenix was risen out, but Phoenix gets down by the blue zone's damage, and that attack is actually crucial. On the other corner, if we talk about Faces as well, he's also trying his level best to gain some good points, but definitely not able to do so because Faces has been taken down. Now the last man standing from Team RSX still tries to survive.
RSX in the meantime, CRC, okay, last man standing. Fax won't be able to get up. CRC being the last man standing. It's a 1v4 situation, if I'm not wrong. 4 guys right in front of. No, it's not a 1v4 situation. It's a 1v3v1 situation. I can see a guy, I can see one single guy, and there you go. The very first game of the day in the Philippines server day 3. The very first booyah has been secured. That was a great game, I would say, Raider. That was indeed a great game. Whenever you get to see the booyah, whenever you get to have the booyah in the very first game, it gives you a lot of confidence. It boosts your confidence, and then eventually you get into the mid of the entire series pretty much nicely, I would say.
Well, we have to remember one more thing, that the team which has got the booyah is QR. In the day number 2, they have attained 3 amazing booyahs. They were having 133 points as well. Right now, they are starting it off quite well and eventually getting a booyah. That could be quite chaotic for this day as well, because right now, today, we have 8 amazing matches to go. And in these 8 amazing matches, first matches already have been conquered by Team QR in their favor. They've got the booyah. They've got some decent amount of points. I believe close to 20 points is already going to be there in their hands. But moving up ahead, now the consistency is going to be questioned, because AV Radicals is one of those amazing teams which is also chasing for the first position. And as we know, only the top 2 teams are going to get qualified for the next phase.
As they've always said, devil is in the details. Top 3 teams are going to qualify. It's going to be a tough battle. See, there's one particular team that has already made a huge mark when it comes to the points table. It is sitting on top with a great buffer, but the buffer, yes, a couple of more matches, the buffer is gonna get short, but
Hmm.
that particular team still would be able to make it. The question is, which other 2 teams will be making it to the top?
We'll be looking forward to it, that which are those 2 top teams. But eventually, I believe QR is going to be one of those teams for sure, because the way they are performing is already maintaining a huge buffer from the teams which are
Yes.
at lurking at the second or third position. But apart from that, AV Radicals is also one of those teams which is also gaining some good points in every single match. This team manages to be in the top 5. Yes, of course, they are failing to get the booyah after the day number 1. In day number 1, they had 3 booyahs, and after that, every single match is actually being consistent one. They are getting 10 to 15 points in every single match, which is good enough in terms of the qualifiers. But eventually, if you want to be the table topper, you have to perform something like or somewhat more than QR, because the way QR are performing is absolutely amazing. With the manpower, with the right kind of consistency, with the right kind of support from the back end, they're absolutely crushing the deal. They are absolutely closing the deal. Today, at the start, when I saw QR performing, I thought QR might not be able to get that booyah, because a break of 2 days were given, and eventually after that, you actually somewhat lose the grip of this particular game. But then again, the way they came back was really very strong. And I'm actually a little bit sad to see that the rest 11 teams are unable to catch up to the spirit of Team QR, because in the first 2 days they were performing the same way they are performing right now, being dominant in the start and being chaotic in the last. I don't know why they are unable to catch up to this deal, but then again, QR still actually gets the deal in their favor, and teams like WL or AV Radicals or some other teams like WarFX are still unable to just catch up on them.
Yeah, well, that's one way to look at the situation, but every coin has 2 aspects, every coin has 2 faces. And if you look at the other face, I would say the other teams, the other 11 team, they simply don't want to mess with the team that is sitting in the #1 position, because one, they've already maintained a huge buffer, which is quite hard for all the other teams to cross. So they don't really want to get into a good fight with them. They might get eliminated. If in case they manage to take them down, it's all right, but if in case they do not, they'll be getting eliminated. And for QR, I think there's nothing to lose for them. So the guys, all the teams, rest of the 11 team, they must be doing the assessment right now, which teams to target, which teams to take down in order to get to the top 2. So top 3 positions. So I believe they're simply trying, they're simply trying to get into the second or third spot. Rest assured, #1, I don't think there's going to be any team that is going to replace or dethrone #1. Couple of changes might come up in the second or third spot. So I think this pretty much sums it. This pretty much sums the entire situation that is going on right now.
Well, indeed, but for the moment, if we talk about WarFX, the situation is actually looking a bit tardy for them, because Aguila and 2Easy are the only 2 members surviving, and I believe 2Easy is also going to go down. And yes, that's what happened. Right now, Aguila is going to be the only guy which is still surviving, and I believe he's constantly trying his level best to just escape from the situation and eventually go for that recall situation coming up. BH on the other corner also manages to tag out quite a few members. Aguila once again is very low on his HP. One good shot could have easily ended this story, but right now he was able to patch himself. He is able to just survive a bit more. And apart from that, if we talk about the connections and the retaliations coming from Team Bloodyhead's corner, is absolutely amazing. They were able to get some good points in their favors. And if we talk about Team V Radicals, well, they are also starting it off quite well. Some good points from the corner. Ego is also getting two amazing kills in their favor. That's AIM-J, which was able to gain some good points. If we talk about Team SAF, well, they are a little bit, let's say, on the shaky end because they don't have any kind of finishes. But then again, we have to consider this also, that the match has just started. This is purgatory. Anything can happen.
The battle has just begun. Purgatory generally, from my point of view, I believe I've always talked about this particular thing, that I always consider Purgatory as the most complicated map, because towards the end, when you have water side, when you have a zone, when you have a circle which is partially on water, partially on the land, it becomes a little hard for the team, because there's nothing much left to do when half of the circle is in the water side. Already your breathing space gets shortened, and it becomes very hard for you to make those necessary rotation in order to get the frag, in order to get to the booyah. You already have to get the rotation done on time. If in case you do not get the rotations on time, you'll get caught up, and there's somebody already waiting for you to do the gatekeep and take you out of the lobby, just simply kick you out of the lobby right when you are trying to enter those last key circles. I think Purgatory plays a vital role. It clearly tests the skills of the teams. And right now, we can clearly spot a fight. QR trying to close in Laika with one frag in the game. Kazu a little low on HP. Kazu gets down. Will he be eliminated? And there you go. Yes. First frag. Kazu has been eliminated, but Laika are going to retaliate. Shanks blank. Laika, three guys still surviving, trying to take down the shot, but this time Laika and Shanks, both the guys have been put down. They'll be confirmed, and blank also is trying to fight back, but unfortunately, I think it's a bit hard for the guy. For the one last guy, a little low on HP, he has to heal. He has to make a comeback in order to save his friends. He has to get that revival done. But there you go. The manpower, the firepower was simply they could not compare that, and QR gets eliminated.
Well, QR right now getting eliminated at the early stages is also already going to give a huge, let's say, opportunity for the other teams, which can easily compete on that, which can easily capitalize on that. Well, we have to see that how they're going to capitalize. And if AV Radicals gets to get this booyah in their favor, that could be very, very favorable for them. If we talk about Team WL, they're also trying their level best to find the spots and get the right utility so that they can fight in the further regions. If we talk about this particular team, BH Mark is already getting some good blows. One amazing kill is already here in his hand.
Early frags are always good. Jay-Z is down. Aries is trying to heal back, and Jay-Z is the last man standing, whom he has to revive, but not really sure whether the revival is possible because Aries is in a bad spot right now. Jay-Z is a little away from him, but he has to survive. He has to bring back the guy Jay-Z. Well, let's see. There's a guy who is trying to follow the pursuit. He's trying to come in, close in, and secure the final frag for the team. Simply kick H2G out of the lobby, because I've always said whenever you pick a fight from against an enemy, try to finish the fight no matter what. I know that sometimes the chips are too low. At that moment, you can simply fall back and escape. But if you have it in your favor, try to seal the deal. If the enemy, there's only one last guy surviving from the enemy team, try to find him and kill him, in order so that you simply do not want the other guy to bring back all his teammates into the game and try to secure a couple of more points. It's not simply about you earning the points. It's also about you not letting the other team earn those points for themselves.
Rightly said. But eventually, for the moment, if we talk about Aguila, once again, he's finding himself very narrow-ended and eventually getting in a cluster of fight. And after that, if we talk about his situation, he has to go for those recalls. BH, Bloodyhead, should I say, is the team with is having 21 amazing points in their favor. Apart from that, if we talk about AV, 19 points from their corner. So FX with 16 points. QR, despite of getting that booyah, I believe, they are still having only 15 points. Or is there any kind of discrepancy? We have to check out about that particular perspective. But right now, let's focus on to the fights coming up. We have got WL trying to actually push forward with the bridges. They're trying their level best to be in the zone. Invoker and Onyx are already in the zone, but right now we have another fight coming up. This is Team ORB getting some good blows. Once again, double kill from Ego's corner comes in. Ego is losing a lot of HP. A lot of people from Ego's corner has been taken down. Only the recall can actually save that team.
Recalls are very crucial, very critical in this late minute of the game. Who are we? I think it is about time they should be moving inside the circle. They're far, far away from the circle. Incurring the damage from the blue zone is not going to do any good to them. Couple of grenades are being crossed. Twist. He was playing pretty well in the last game, but this time let's see whether the magic will be possible. But if we talk about the points table, we can see BH with 21 points in the last game. Twist trying to secure one more frag against the team Ego. And in the second position, we had AV with 19 points. Third position, FX with 16. QR with 15. Fourth position, RSX with 10. ORV with 8 point, WL with 6 point, AXT with 4, Ego with 3, SAF with 1, H2G and FNO. Both the teams coming in at the 10th and 11th spot with, I'm really sorry, 11th and 12th spot with 0 points.
We have to see what will happen eventually for the furthest fight. Right now, the points table is something which is going to be quite chaotic to watch out. Just 2 people have been killed from Kando's corner. From AXT's corner, I believe the number of finishers is looking strong. Factory is the region where they're still holding up to. This purgatory map is obviously going to create a lot of ruckus as far as the last few zones are concerned. But right now, if we talk about Team AV, Raymond is the only member which is still surviving, and that man is capable of crushing one squad all by his own. But right now, recall is something he has to be considered about. 12 amazing tokens should be there in his backpack so that he can res out his teammates. But but if I talk about Team Ego, well, a lot of supporters from Ego's corner is here on the chat. That's interesting to watch out. But then again, Team Ego is unable to just recuperate on that angle. If I talk about Team SAF, McCrory, Hawkeye, Miko, and eventually we have got Europe also in the screen. Let's see how they will be able to perform. 23 amazing people are there in the lobby. I believe a lot of recalls have been done because earlier when I saw the alive status, it was only 18. But I guess AV Radicals would have actually brought their teammate. Or right now, if I talk about MCDO, this guy has actually attained 2 amazing kills in his favor as well. Safe zone is now shrinking, so yeah, people should consider being in the zone.
Yeah, you should always consider being in the zone. You should always try to do that early rotation and get that spot inside the circle from where you can try and secure a couple more frags for your team, which is really needed. So, a couple of guys trying to come inside the circle. We can clearly spot a drop coming in. Yadope is trying to get inside the circle towards a safe spot where they can hold and secure frag for the team. RSX in the meantime, Siasi and Happy, both the players are not really happy right now. Phoenix and Fax, both the guys. Fax, I believe Fax is sitting on top of a tower and he should really be going towards a safe compound and getting those hands at those guns so that he'll be able to do some good for the team. But right now, the circle has closed in. Phoenix, he has spotted a couple of guys running around the Kota 2 area. But Phoenix, he would want to simply go inside the circle and regroup with his teammate Fax so that he'll be much stronger along with the teammate. But frags are something that every single player wants. Every single player wants to secure a couple more frags for the team to get those points on the points table and ladder up towards the top 3 position. And this is the last day. So it's do or die situation for either player.
Well, definitely, rightly said, it's do or die situation for them. If they are unable to get qualified, then their journey for Asia Cup is already going to get over from this particular phase. But right now, as you all can see, some needs and throwables have been used up. FX Shears is actually trying his level best to survive a bit more. Aguila is actually there, Gosu is there, but 2 he was taken down with that charge buster. He was able to dominate and get those blows in his favor. AK-47 manages to help him for getting the kill in his favor. Rightly, if I talk about Gosu, he is actually holding a very high ridge, and that is actually giving quite a few composition, or should I say, ideas for the teammates. But Aguila has been taken down. That's a sad side to watch. Aguila is unable to be back in the game. I believe very soon he's been taken down, and then right now Gosu still tries to survive. The gun he's holding up is G18, which is definitely not going to be helpful in the close range, in the let's say long range.
Gosu and cheers. Cheers. Two players alive. The circle has closed in. We are down to 22 men. Look at the size of the circle. The size of the circle and the number of guys pretty much doesn't match up. WL in the meantime, no matter what, no matter how they play, Invoker always dominates the lobby for the team. And the best part about this particular team, they always try to hold up to their man number, which gives them a huge advantage whenever they enter the later
Hmm.
stages of the circle. Wine a little low on HP, but pretty much out of harm's way, I believe. Wine will be healing as soon as possible. Tanamo, Wine, Ritus, and Raymil. Four guys are surviving. Invoker has again started to dominate the lobby. I could see that in the kill feed. Invoker, a few moments back, Invoker managed to secure that one frag for the team, but Wine and Tanamo, both the guys they're secured. They managed to secure one more frag. One more player is down, but Invoker is still surviving. I want to see the other side. I want to see the other corner. What is Invoker up to? Is he down or not? We'll see that in a couple of moments. But AV looking very confident and making the very best use of that particular compound.
Well, definitely, when you have the compound, you should actually be very, very decisive about that particular compound when you want to survive and eventually get with the kills. Orm is the gun that this guy is particularly using, and look at the number of kills he has actually getting. He has been getting for the team. 6 amazing kills from his corner. Well, of course, the play zone is about to shrink really very soon. In just few seconds, let's say close to 15 seconds, is going to be there in their hands. That's all they have actually got in terms of the shrinkage of this particular zone. But right now, Tanamo, Vine, Retux, Remel definitely holding up the compound. They have to be in the Puchinok region, a little bit more on the, let's say, eastern side. Let's see how they're going to actually cut the deal and be on that region.
AV, Raymil, the four guys are surviving, but look at the team. Ego is still surviving. Smiling and Soria. Two guys, they've managed to come to the top 13 guys. The question is whether they'll be able to make it to the Booyah. If only there was only one single guy, I would have said that they do not have a single spot. They do not have a single chance to get
Hmm.
that, to get their hands at the Booyah. But since they are playing in a duo, they are comfortably. There are two guys. I believe they still do have a chance. Shares in the meantime gets down and does it right off the bat. Gosu, Agila, and Too Easy. You still have three guys, but again, Agila as well. I believe, is it a caster's curse? Agila, the very moment I took the name, he gets down and dusted. This is a tricky situation for the team FX.
Well, definitely the situation is not looking that great for Team FX. Gosu and Too Easy, both of them are just lying down. If I talk about Gosu, the gun which is using is G18 as pistol to be precise, which won't help him a lot in terms of the clashes coming up when the people are going to pull up AK-47 guns like uh, MP51 or any other gun which is actually being an SMG or assault rifle, and he's pulling up his pistol. It won't be that beneficial. If his aim is good enough, then it could actually impact. But only one or two member can be taken down from his corner. But right now, his survival is actually going to get quite crucial. But fortunately, if we talk about Godress, he has been taken down. The recall, the revival should be coming up. And yes, of course, the revival was coming up, but finally he has also been taken down. It's ORB. Let's see how they are going to perform. One more player from Team ORV's corner was I'm able to get some good kills in his favor. 2 amazing kills from his corner to be precise. 8 amazing people are still surviving out of this. Okay, one more player has been taken down. That was Godress, I believe, who bleeded out. But now Seiya is going to be the last one standing. The fight is coming up, but finally he was also traded off. Just like that, the play was taken down. AV could be the team which is actually going to get the booyah in this one, maybe.
AV, four guys. No, they're down to three guys. Vine, Ritus, Remil. Three guys surviving. Ritus is back at it again, trying to secure a few more frags. Ego smiling in the meantime. He's trying to fight back. He's trying to take down the place. But the guy, on the other hand, on the contrary, trying to put up a couple of blue wall. They're fighting for the glory. They're fighting against the blue wall. Smiling secured one more frag. But Ego, in the meantime, I believe it's quite obvious to say that Ego Smiling has finally managed to come to the second spot, and the booyah goes to the team AV. Raider, are you happy for the team AV? Because in the past few days, I totally remember that you've been talking a lot about the team AV. You've been appreciating the performance, and you've been saying pretty much every time that AV has been doing a commendable job so far.
Well, indeed, see, the first day was quite promising from the corner. Three amazing booyahs, and apart from that, a total of 123 points in their bag in the first day was absolutely amazing. If I come to the second day of the qualifiers, in that day particularly, I believe 106 points was there in their favor. So altogether, a huge amount of score was already put together. But right now, if I talk about this performance, again a booyah coming up, again that consistency being shown in the first match as well. They had close to 19 points, if I'm not wrong, in the first match, and in the second match, right now they are getting the booyah. This is how I guess AV can impress their fans and they can actually bring back their qualifications, because somewhere
Oh.
around getting qualified at the hashtag one position is absolutely filled with joy and the nourishment and the, let's say, motivation that you can actually dominate the fields. But of course, the next level phases, the phases which are going to be there, are actually going to be on another level. The difficulty is going to increase in that level as well. But fortunately for now, AV is crushing the deal, QR is crushing the deal, FX is still again back and forth trying their level best to just cut the deal and survive a bit more, be in the top five, but still not getting the booyah. That is something we have to watch out for, because first and second day, both of those days were actually started off by Team FX. But third day, it's not looking that great for them.
See, even though the team AV could not get the booyah, but I believe they pretty much secured a good number of points. And if this particular form continues throughout the day, we've got 8 matches, we've got
Hmm.
2 matches done, 6 more matches to go. If AV manages to secure a couple of booyahs, if not really the booyahs, good number of frags, and constantly come into the second or third spot, I believe they will stand a chance to get to the next round. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed. I'm yet to see the final standing, overall standings. I'm really curious about the overall standing. What about what exactly all the teams have been doing so far? But right now, fingers crossed. We are all up with the third game. Almost time to get started with the third game. That's going to be Kalahari, and I believe Kalahari is one of the favorite maps, one of the most favored maps for every single team, because every single team tries to make a good comeback, and Kalahari pretty much supports all the teams. All the teams. It's all matter of which team beats all the other teams in that particular game.
Well, definitely Kalahari, as we were talking about, it's a red desert map. It's a map of comeback where we actually see a lot of things going south and here and there. One of those beautiful places are refinery where people actually jump in. It's in the center region,
Mm.
so obviously it's going to help you a lot in terms of the loots as
Yes.
well. If we talk about places which are on edge, that could be Santa Catarina, which are actually going to be a little bit on the edgy side. So you can be safe, you can be passive about that, let's say, deal, or should I say the kind of push that you want to pull through. Eventually, QR is one of those teams which actually likes to go in the edgy positions, which are actually
Mm.
loves to be a little bit outside the particular play zone from first three zones, and after that, one actually the zone pushes in, they are able to actually push back and gain some good points. So definitely, Kala is going to be filled with the comebacks. Is it going to be teams like AV, FX, or QR, or WL to be precise, coming back and forth and getting some good points, or is going to be some other team? We'll be seeing it very soon.
I'm expecting a couple of good drop clashes, because drop clashes for me, it makes the game, it makes the event an interesting one for all the viewers that are watching, for us casters, for the fans that are watching. Drop clashes, everybody awaits the drop clash right now. AXT,
Right.
we got to see a couple of good matches from this particular team. Fear and AV as well. The last match, even though they could not secure the booyah, they managed to get good number of points in their points tally, Tanamo. But if you talk about the team WL, I'm pretty much very impressed by this team. See, look at those Free Fire dollars that are being spread throughout the sky. WL Invoker, this guy in every single match, he dominates. Regardless, he dominates every single corner, left, right, center. Every single corner, wherever this guy goes, he secures those frags for the team.
Well, definitely flags are something which is going to be quite crucial for every single guy. But right now, Ego coming up with a three-man power, and the fans are looking a bit sad about that particular perspective, because when you have three-man power, when you have actually four-man power, you are pretty much confident. You know that every single guy of your team is actually going to hold up a deal and eventually go with it. Somebody is going to be IGL, somebody is going to be the assaulter, someone is going to pick up the sniper, someone is going to put up some flanks as well. But eventually, when you don't have that kind of spirit, when you don't have that manpower, obviously new strategies have to be employed. You have to totally be defensive at that moment. You can't be aggressive with having three-man power, because that can be really a very stupid decision coming from these particular teams. Because if you are aggressive, having the three-man power, already one of your edges are actually going to get cut short. People actually love to create an opening and then push forward. You already have that opening, and easily anybody can push forward. Yeah, let's see what happens eventually. As you all can see, as per the leaderboard, we have AV still on top with 52 amazing points. That's massive. The number of points that they've actually built is absolutely amazing. The buffer is looking quite amazing. Bloody Head with one Booyah is actually here with the 28 amazing points. FX with 28 amazing points as well. ORV with 21 points. Ego with 20 points. WL with 19. QR with 16 points. Same goes for RSX. If we talk about Team SAF with 14 points, they are standing tall. If we talk about S2G, 5 points from their corner. FNO was already out of equation and they are not here in the lobby, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So yes, of course, their situation, their tally marks, their fights, their end game is not something we all are actually going to love for the day because they're not showing their faces for the moment. If we talk about hard to get, Jay-Z, Ares, Batman, and Forbits are actually few members which are still surviving. Let's see how they're going to pull up their punches. And I believe one member from Team S2G is already getting punched quite a bit, and he might be going down soon enough. And if that actually happens, it can be very critical for S2G because first match we saw that how S2G went out quite early, literally quite early. I would like to add on that before 1 minute actually passed out, Team S2G was already taken down. So that is something which shouldn't happen for this match, but eventually it is happening. One good member from S2G has been taken down from QR or ORV's corner. I was unable to read the victim's name. Moving ahead, if I talk about FX, we have got Gosu. If I talk about QR, Blank, Shanks, Laika, Kazu, the team which loves to play on the edges, and eventually right now they're holding up the campsite region.
I'm really curious about the overall points table because if you look at the points table right now, so far for today, AV with 52 points, BH with 28, then we have FX with 28 points. Okay, that is a good tie, I would say, since BH has secured 2 frags more than the team B FX. That's why they are sitting at the second spot. ORV in the third spot with 21 points. Ego in the fifth spot with 20 points. Then coming in at the sixth spot at WL with 19. QR at the seventh place with 16 points. RSX eighth place coming in 16 points. That's a good tie. SAF 14. AXT 12. H2G finally managed to get couple of points on the points table. But FNO, I believe FNO is not present. FNO could not manage to come for the competition. That is why they're sitting at the 12th position with 0. That's a 3-0 in a row. BH looking confident. ORV, Twist, and Godrush. Both the players are down. Twist generally known for the number of frag, for the aggressive gameplay that he brings in the lobby. But so far, it's not simply about the gameplay, but I believe Twist is indeed a key player. But talking about the key player, another key player gets lost. CI is also down. Pong has to go back. He was trying to go towards the area, but there he spotted a guy coming out of the door. So he has simply turned his back on that particular spot. Now he has to look out for some other place, some other vending machines in order to bring back the team.
Well, indeed, vending machines should be considered in order to bring back the team, but eventually you have to be safe to bring back your team. Right now, if we talk about EXT with some good points, Fear, Kandu, Farhar, and Go to Boy is actually going to be the 4-man power. Right now, they're looking a little bit empty-handed, but eventually in the leaderboard, they are actually holding a significant amount of points, so they can easily be back in the top 3 region if they are able to get 2 or 3 booyahs today. But that definitely won't be possible because if I'm not wrong, the enemy is also trying their level best to gain some points. Be it team AB, be it teams like let's say WL or FX or QR, every single team wants to dominate, but then again, the enemy is not letting them because this is the last day. Your gameplay has actually been shown quite a few times. Eventually, let's say, if I'm not wrong, close to 14 matches have already been passed in the previous 2 days. So definitely your game style, your let's say kind of aggression, your kind of being passive, and your drop locations would have been revealed to these particular teams, to the enemies as well. So that can actually create an impact in terms of your survival.
Creating an impact matters a lot. That is all what matters, I believe, in the game, because whenever you are in the game, you're simply there to. The basic deal about getting those frags, getting those points is that you have to win, and that is it. There's no doubt in that. Every team, single team that is there competing in the lobby, they're here to win and to get to the next round, because this is Asia Cup. The stakes are too high. The stage, this is somewhat, I believe, one of the biggest stage that can be provided that has ever come up for these teams, for these players, apart from the major that are being presented by Garena itself. But right now, Guanito, he has spotted a player, but okay, that was a 1v2 situation. Guanito comfortably, even though Phoenix is down, but Guanito and Happy, both the guys have managed to get down. One frag for the team. On the other hand, we have Phoenix that is dead. Fax is also dead. Juanito and Happy. Both the players, I believe they should have been a little more careful. Shouldn't have directly gone to the player, shouldn't have gone directly to the player to have the fight. Juanito is up against the last player. Let's see Juanito. His back is up against the wall. And he has
Oh,
right now he
nice.
has okay, that was a good thing. That was indeed a good thing. He trapped himself against the vending machine.
Yeah,
He
man.
blocked the way from at a position the other guy could not breach those glue walls, and he has finally managed to not only he has managed to bring the players back in the lobby, but at the same time he has managed to
Oh,
come out of the glue wall. But unfortunately, Juanito gets hunted down. Happy is also down. Fax and Phoenix. Quickly, guys. You need to get the hands at those guns as soon as possible.
well, of course, AKM is there right now, and the other gun is also in the backpack right now. Let's see how the results are going to get tormented. We have got Happy, who is not going to get finished off that easily. But apart from that, some more shots have been exchanged, and Max 7 has been used up from S2G's corner. Definitely, they are trying their level best to pull through with the matches, but the amount of damage they have been receiving is not that good. But yes, of course, one more player has been eliminated, which is quite amazing. Aries gets his 4th kill, and that's a quadra kill coming up from his corner. Still, he's looking strong. Still, he's gaining some good points. But fortunately, oh, I thought he might actually go down, but he was able to take one more down from the equation. Apart from actually getting down as well, he was able to trade one more off.
Hmm. Trades are always necessary. S2G Forbids has come to bring back Batman, Jay Z, and Ares, all the three guys, back in the lobby so that this team can regain their firepower, their man number, in order to get to the next zone, in order to get to the circle. Forbids is way beyond, way outside the circle, but he'll definitely be making it inside the circle on time. FX in the meantime, Gosu shares Gila too easy. 4 guys, couple of racks in the pocket, comfortably trying to move on the edge of the circle, trying to get to a good compound from where they can secure a good frag. But QR, they've come inside the circle, come towards a good compound, but in order to get the compound, they need to contest it and win it. Kazu is down. Shanks gets dusted. Kazu is up again. Blank, Shanks, and Kazu. It's a triple threat match. These three guys combinedly, collectively, are pushing and securing frags step by step.
Well, indeed, the frags are coming up, the shots are coming up, but eventually, who is going to get the deal done and dusted is something we have to watch out for. But look at that, Laika with the 3 amazing eliminations is looking strong enough. On the other corner, some more shots actually might come in soon. But Blank is not looking that great in terms of his HP. We are facing a lot of backlash coming from these particular teams, but 23 players are what we are actually living up to. Blank gets the treatment from the treatment pistol. If we talk about EXT, they are also trying to push forward. Fear with the 3 amazing kills is actually trying his level best to make the lobby fear from himself. But we have got Kando as well. Ferrer is there. Gotaboy is there. Right now looting it up to the Parker. Charge Buster has been used up. Definitely a lot of shots are coming up. But Charge Buster, that's a huge call out coming from his corner. He was able to take him apart. And once again, it's a triple kill coming from Gotaboy's angle as well.
AV, Retools, Vine, Tanamo, and Reme. 4 guys. Tanamo is trying to close in. He's behind the glue walls. I believe for now he's a bit trapped. But there is a guy, I believe, on the other side of the wall. Wine has also come back in the lobby. Raymond is trying to fight back. Ritu, okay, he's trying to get that frag. Okay, he has managed to get one more frag for the team. That's a second frag right away. 1 frag, 2 frag, and Tanama as well. He's also doing quite a good number in the lobby, trying to get the frags for the team. This is really important. This is really crucial for the teammates. And I believe this time EV is looking very confident. In the last game, they managed to get to the second spot. This time, I believe, want to come in and seal the deal for the first spot. Let's see how far along they can go, because right now they're at a good spot. If you talk about generally the good spot, WL always holds a good spot, but right now they are indeed at a very bad spot.
Indeed, indeed. A lot of shots are coming up from their corner. Eventually, Ego, if I talk about this team, they're also trying their level best to just crush that Chrono Shield and eventually get some good damages. Apart from that, the damages is also coming from the left corner. So definitely, GameZ has to patch himself. He has to be back in the game. Adrian is also trying his level best to attack some good shots. And there we go. If I talk about this flank-like situation, ABCD is one of those right gun you can actually use and collect some good points in your favor. Let's see what happens. Eventually, 22 players are surviving. Some more shots have been used off. Adrian is not looking that strong in terms of his HP. He might be going down soon enough. Glue wall has been appointed, but then again, the amount of damage that glue wall is receiving is not so good. And there we go. Adrian taken down. AMJ not looking that great in his HP. Smiling is still surviving, but how much of survival is still left is something we have to actually check out.
Not always about the guy in the fight, but it is indeed about the fight in the guy. But right now, Ego, they have pretty much a good fight left in them. We're down to 19 when the circle is very small. Aim Che is bearing the damage from the circle right now, but he'll get down because there were a couple of guys coming in from the right side. He should have checked the right side, and this is why I always emphasize and on this particular fact that you need to have a good rotation, early rotation inside the circle, because if you do not, you'll get hunt down, you'll get gunned down, and this is what we've been witnessing. FX 4 guys comfortably. I really want to see how many frags this team has secured so far. 4 guys, do they even have pretty much good number of frags or not? Because at this point of time, simply getting the hand at the booyah is not going to do the number. You need to have a good amount of frags, good amount of frag points. At the same time, you need those survival points as well. When you manage to get the balance of it, both best of both worlds, you get somewhere around 25-28 points on the points table. You get a good lead. This is how it all happens.
Well, indeed, if you want to survive, you have to actually survive in the compounds as well. But right now, I don't think so. The compounds are going to get favored in the last few zones. But currently, as well, can see a lot of compounds are there, and that is why we are looking up to a lot of survivals as well. QR Laika managed to put one down. Other player has been taken down. EV Radicals is not looking that great because the players are just getting shattered. Wine is one of those players which is still trying his level best to attain some good points. SVDY is the gun he's been using. Oh, amazing shots. Laika has been taken down, but I believe the teammate will be there to just raise him apart. Along with that, if I'm not wrong, the play zone is also something which is going to just put them down. And there we go. 2 good members from Team AV has been taken down. From the AV's angle, I believe, have been taken down. And the amount of kills that Vine is actually collecting is amazing. 4 amazing kills from his corner. He might not get the booyah in this one, but yes, of course, the one thing he's going to get is the consistent amount of points for his team.
Also, consistently, he's the last guy alive from his team. This is quite a coincidence. I mean, this has pretty much become the habit of the team to get down and let Wine be the last man surviving, let everything be on rest on the shoulders of Wine. And Wine has been playing pretty much well. His survival skills are on point, but you need good number of frags as well. FX with 3 guys, they are surviving, trying to get all the corners, trying to get the entire circle from all sides. Let's see, 2 guys are together, 1 guy is on the opposite side. Every single guy wants to simply hold at this moment because the circle is crucial at this point of time. If you manage to get to a comfortable spot, you will automatically get good number of frags.
Well, definitely, that could be quite amazing to watch out that how they are going to get those amazing frags in their favor, considering the fact that the lobby is actually looking quite chaotic at this moment. As you can see, these compound fights are looking not that great. Some shots have been exchanged, but oh, what was that? That was a sweet, amazing knockout coming up, but right now QR is also not looking that great. As you can see, QR's 2 good number have been taken down with Blank and Kazu being the only 2 guys, but Kazu has been taken down. Apart from that, Blank was able to take one off from the equation. Another guy has also been taken down. That's a amazing 1v2 coming from this guy's corner. M1887. We have seen this gun being used and taking apart the lobby. Ripping apart the lobby is something which we actually want to say for this moment, and that's what is actually happening. If I talk about Easy, he's still waiting for the right moment to just push forward. It's a 1v2 type of situation. It's all about QR versus FX, and I believe in QR at this moment because Blank, the way he is actually getting 8 kills, and apart from that, those 1v2 coming from his corner, I think this guy is actually here to get the booyah.
He is actually here. Let's see FX versus QR. Blank with the shotgun in hand. He tries to go inside the room, but has he Yes, he has spotted a guy trying to take shots. If the shot gets connected, the other guy is going to be in trouble. Okay, it's a 1v2 situation in the close quarters. He has taken one man down, but unfortunately, Gosu survive. The Booyah goes to the team FX. That was a great game by FX, but at the same time, commendable job by the other team. One last man standing. It was a 1v2 situation. His back was against the wall, but he did not lose hope. Otherwise, we sort of seen a couple of times that the last guy, if in case he's being outnumbered, he simply quits out there. But this guy kept on fighting, kept on trying to get a few more frags, even trying to get the breakthrough over the other team in order to get to the booyah. He did manage to get to the #2 spot, and pretty much I've got 9 position points from this game, and all the number of possession survival points. At the same time, he has managed to get the frag points as well.
Well, you're talking about 9 position point coming from the second position for this guy,
Yes.
but we have to remember as well that this man single-handedly attained 8 amazing kills as well. So that
Yes.
actually easily takes him to the 17 number of points. But right now, I believe his teammates have actually done some good job as well. So I think close to 20 plus points is something which they are going to get in this match as well. So that actually shows the consistency of QR's corner. Even if they are not getting the booyah, they are getting some good points. Same goes for AV Radicals as well. Same goes for teams like Fox, I guess, War FX. That was the team, if I'm not wrong, who got the booyah in their favor. That was amazing. The way they are considering the fights is absolutely amazing, and the fans are definitely going to be happy because I was seeing the chat getting flooded by the fans from War FX corner, but they were unable to perform in the first 3 matches. But finally, as we all call the Kalahari the map of comeback, that's what happened. The comeback is here right now, and it's real.
Hmm. Indeed, they did manage to get a good comeback, and I'm expecting same sort of a situation, same sort of a performance in rest of the games. We are down with 3 matches. We still have 5 more matches to go. 5 more matches is still a good number, a huge number. These teams can try to make a huge comeback. Every single team has got a chance, a little bit of chance at least. But I'm still curious. I'm still very curious, and I want to request the production team to get us the overall point, because that is what makes a huge difference right now. Every single team, they've already calculated the number of points. If I'm not wrong, they've already
Mm-hmm.
managed to calculate their number of points, whatever number of points they have secured, because you have to strategize. You have to bring in the best strategy
Right.
so that you can go, if not #1, then at least #2 or #3, because only 3 teams are going to qualify in the next round, and there we'll have teams from India, we'll have best teams from all from somewhere around 9 nations are there, I believe,
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong. Yes. So if we talk about teams from Bangladesh, if we talk about the teams from Pakistan, Sri Lankan teams, Indonesian teams, those teams are actually the competition for the top 3 teams surviving and qualifying from this particular round from the Philippines, from the Filipino guys. Let's see which 3 teams make to the next round. But I sincerely believe that the next round is going to be a really huge uh, bomb round, I would say.
Oh, indeed, that next round is actually going to bring a lot of fight, a lot of ruckus in the lobby as well. It will be quite amazing to watch out because we have to actually consider this fact as well that the prize pool is massive, plus $6,000. Depends what that $6,000 is going to constitute in your respective regions. For India, it's going to be of 5 lakh INR, which is massive in terms of the, let's say, monetary funds. But apart from that, the bragging rights of winning this Asia Cup, apart from that, the feeling of patriotism of actually representing your nation as well is absolutely amazing. Believing in your fans and eventually showcasing them that why they can actually believe in you is something very, very amazing. So a lot of things are actually at stake, but definitely these people are trying their level best to gain the points and showcase their strength in the lobby.
Showcasing the strength is actually very needed right now, because every single team wants to get those frag, get those points, and we are all up with the 4th match of the day. That is was supposed to be Alpine, but it is Purgatory yet again. We can see a couple of teams going towards the Mothaus area, and the other teams are going to go towards the Brasilia as well. I'm expecting a couple of teams to go towards the central area as well. Saf, Hawkeye, gone towards the Moth House. And I'm a bit curious whether there are a couple of other teams or not, because Moth House, generally we get to see Blue Zone going on top of the Moth House, and there you go. MCR Dry was down. He got back right away. But where are the enemies? I believe he took a drop at some other location and tried to take up fights with other guys and could not manage to survive.
Indeed. Survival is something which is going to be quite chaotic from these particular teams' corner. If I talk about RXX Phoenix, he's trying his level best to run as far as he can go and get some good loots. Happy is also having some good, amazing loots in his favor. At least he's having two good guns that he can actually relate with and get some good kills in his favor. If I talk about Team Hard to Get Gaming, first game was not that good from their particular perspective. Second was actually a little bit shaky, but the third one, the comeback was there from the corner. Well, of course, they were not able to get the booyah, but still they were doing a little bit more good from the previous matches as well. If I talk about that, JZ, Ares, Batman, and Forbits are the four-man power which are going to represent this particular team. But for the moment, we're not looking that strong in terms of the kills, in terms of the placement as well, because the locations that they're looting up to is a little bit on the edges. If I talk about Team FX, well, the previous Booyah teams, previous champions are actually back in the game. Let's say, can they actually repeat that stance or not?
Hmm. Team FA Gosu shares Gila too easy. Four guys we can see. These four guys are trying to get the booyah, get their hands at the booyah. QR. All eyes on the team QR. Blank, Shanks, Laika, and Gazu. Four guys sitting around the vending machine. I believe they're holding the vending machine in order to get a couple more frags. Because generally, as I've told you earlier, the guys who get down in the early quarters, though their teammates, they try to come in close, and they always try to get those frags for the team, get those revivals done. And if all the four guys from one particular team are sitting around the vending machine area, it becomes quite a good spot to get couple more frags for the team. So I think it is somewhat a good strategy to secure easy frags.
Frags, placement points, and these crucial things are actually going to be quite competitive to watch. But right now, at this moment, AXT is having some good locations to loot up to. Fear is there, Kando is there, Farah is there, Boy is also surviving for the moment. Let's see how they're going to push through. And we all know that this particular map can be quite critical to watch out. Alpine is the map, and as you all know, Alpine can actually be very versatile. People don't know that much about this particular map as compared to the previous ones, like Kalahari or Bermuda or Purgatory as well. If we talk about Team XC, fortunately, they're just trying to rotate. They're just trying to collect more and more utilities from separate compounds which have been scattered all together to the maps. But meanwhile, they are also being very, very vigilant about the clash that actually could come.
Vigilance is really needed. All eyes on team WI. Invokers, is it WL or WI? WI, if I'm not wrong. Invoker, Onnit, Spain, Paul. I can see a bit of change in the lineup. Paul, I did not see Paul playing the other matches, but right now he is comfortably in it to win it. Ego, Fita, Soria, Adrian, and smiling Adrian has finally made a comeback in the team. The team was missing Adrian and his performance, because this guy creates a huge impact whenever he's in the team, whenever he is in the lobby. So Ego is really needed. Ego really need that sort of a confidence and that sort of a performance. SAF, MCR, Dry, Hawkeye, MCDO, and Yadope. Four guys and Yadope. We can see that Yadope shining that V badge that has been given to him by Garena. Forge area has been occupied by the team RSX, Fax, Phoenix, Juanito, and Happy. Four guys. They're also comfortable. We could not see so many fights, but the fight has started finally. Yes, couple of guys trying to take shots. Phoenix securing few more frags for the team. Fax is down with the shotgun. Let's see whether he'll be able to secure a frag. Yes, he indeed. Phoenix gets down as well. Happy is not so happy at the moment. He wants to revive the players. He did revive Fact, but will he be able to make a huge difference or not? Unfortunately, no was the answer.
Definitely try their level best, but eventually the result is not looking that clear for that particular team. Moving up ahead, S2G is looking comfortable, bit more, let's say, trying their level best to gain some good points. Other than that, if I talk about the loots, that is also being considered by this particular team. Of course, trying their level best to gain more points and rotating and holding some good locations is going to be the goal for this particular team, because whenever they try to push forward, they have been taken down. The aggression is not working out for Team S2G in day number three. So I believe right now the passive approach should be there so that they can survive a bit more and gain some good points as well. Let's see what eventually happens, and if that kind of situation will be carried away or not is something which is going to be quite crucial. But currently, another clash might actually come in. Some more shots have been used up. S2G came outside the particular play zone and they are trying their level best to loot those trades, but it would help them a lot as in terms of the clashes and in terms of the finishes. Batman already has been taken on. Corbett is trying his level best to use that M10 and attack the enemy, but can he actually possibly take down the enemy is something which we have to talk about. But right now, Batman is completely taken down. The other guys are also receiving some good shots in their favor, as you all can see, but still, Corbett is moving up ahead and trying his level best to gain those points.
Hmm. Every single team wants to gain those points. S2G, Ares, Batman is down, forbids, Ares forbids, and Jay-Z. And I can see couple of guys from the team, the fans smiling. Jasmine, I can see go ego, Lay as well. We can see these guys clearly supporting the team ego. So, can we have our view? Can we have our protection team? Can we have our eyes on the team ego? BH Kaloy is down, Whiteface, Morgana, and Josh. These guys are fighting. These guys are fighting it hard. But there is a bit of a problem right now. BH, they're at a bad spot. Whiteface, Morgana, man surviving. They managed to bring back Josh, but Josh has to heal as soon as possible, because if he doesn't, it's going to be a tough one. But Morgana does not want the other guy to let go. But unfortunately, he jumps, gets down. This is a bad situation. Whiteface, last man standing. Okay. Whiteface, since he is the last man standing for the team.
Really sorry, man. I guess I had some technical issues. But eventually, as you can see, the clash are still coming up. And as you were talking about Void Phase being the last man standing, yes, of course, it's quite critical to watch out that how he will be able to gain those points. Currently, if we talk about this guy, the concern is going to be recall. He has to just be as far as away from the harm's way and eventually go for the recall. But it won't be that easy. He's actually trying to do the third party. Well, that can actually turn in really very bad for this guy as well.
Whiteface, last man standing, Whiteface is still alive, and he's trying to secure few more frags. Commendable job from this guy. Last man standing. I believe if there was some other guy, that particular guy would simply fall back. But Whiteface has already realized that there's no falling back. He has to fight back. Wants to secure a couple more frag. Wants to save himself from getting dead. Unfortunately, could not do that. Kando is down. Kando is the last man standing. WI, Invoker, all its pain. And Paul, 4 guys surviving. 4 guys are alive, and they're sitting on the edge of the circle at the central island, waiting for the circle to come their way. If in case the circle comes to the central island, the final circles, they'll be a happy team, one happy team. But if the circle doesn't, they'll have it a bit hard.
Indeed, the harsh factor is going to be there for them as well. Moving up ahead, let's see what eventually happens, guys. You have to remember this is the Filipino qualifier, day number 3. This is the last day, and we are halfway to the last day because the 4th match is already about to end very soon. In just let's say a few minutes, this whole misery is going to get down to the dust, but treatment is still being used. Surya is back again with the HP that he wants to add. But apart from that, I guess if we're talking about the eliminations that are actually going to come in, some more shots have been delivered. The glue wall was able to actually help the enemy a lot, but apart from that, their position has been revealed, and that is something which can be quite critical. The third parties could actually come in anytime soon. But if we talk about Smiling, once again, this is one of those guys from Team Ego who remains at large from the last few equations and tries to gain some good points for the team. Eventually, whenever his team has been taken down, we only see still smiling and gaining some good points for the team. So this is one of those guys who loves to take the responsibility for the team. Apart from that, if we talk about SAF, One good guy, Yarupi, has been taken down. Hawkeye has been taken down. And the other member which are still surviving are constantly trying their level best to gain those points. Well, yeah, let's see how the points are actually going to get delivered. As you can see, AB is still remaining at large with 70 points. The team which is raising them is going to be FX with a huge buffer of 23 points. EV is still remaining at large, still actually being on top. If we talk about McCrory, the last one standing, tries his level best to go for the recall. Can he actually go for? Is something we have to watch.
AV with 70 points. AV is also building up pretty much good points in their name, in their game. FX with 47 points. There's a good lead. 23 points is a good number. SF, McCrory, McDry, MCR Dry. Okay, that's the last guy. That's the last guy from the team SAF. But I think the other guy, the enemies are trying to search him down. At this point of time, I believe he might get shot from the back because the position he's holding himself, he should either go towards the compound, but it's a hard choice for him to go to the compound because there still are guys that are trying to hunt him down, trying to find him. But at this point of time, I think he should try to take shots and get those frags confirmed. But there's something else that is in his mind. H2G, if we talk about this particular team, they are inside the circle, inside the compound, quite comfortably, quite nicely. All the four guys, they are having a good spot. They are absolutely having a great spot, I would say. And from this point of time, I think this team is the most comfortable in the circle.
Well, yeah, definitely they are having a decent amount of risk in their favor, and if apart from that, they have got the manpower as well. But the teams which want to rotate from the either side of that water body is going to be quite chaotic for them to rotate. But Batman finally gets connected. I guess it's again the cast occurs. Whenever I think a team is actually being stable, at that exact second, something else happens to that particular team. That's what is happening to S2G. One more player has been taken down, but apart from that, if I talk about Ares, he's back in the game. He was able to get one amazing kill in his favor. That's interesting to watch out that how this team is going to perform in the upcoming battles. But fortunately, for the moment, this team is gaining some good points. They are actually picking up the pace, getting some good closures, and maybe sealing the deal for them for the Booyah.
H2G, they were having a good spot, but unfortunately, that spot has been given away. Jay-Z and Batman, both the guys are down, but clearly the revival is quite nice and easy. A couple of guys coming on top of the ridge. Forbids trying to take shots, trying to spot down the player. He could see a hit, but did not want to miss the shot, so he did not take it. But I would say, Forbids, bro, you always miss the shots you do not take. And if you keep on not taking the shots, you keep on missing the shots. Please take the shots. Please take down the players. Please get into the fight because fights are all what the fans are waiting. AXT Führer, last man standing, and he simply sneaked out of the danger zone right between the eyes of the enemy.
Well, yeah, indeed, but he won't be actually going that far because he has been spotted. Apart from that, if we talk about Pain, he's also trying to just make his way in the lobby, but I don't think so that will be possible because already a shot has been landed. Apart from that, some more shots have been used up. I don't think so Pain will be able to survive. He's constantly trying his level best to just go a little bit more on the survival spawner. Honest is actually there. Pain is still. Oh, Pain was able to just compete and eventually be back in the lobby. That's interesting. Hawkeye, apart from that, Yerope is also trying his level best, constantly trying to wreak havoc, constantly trying to gain some good points. Will that be easy? Not at all. SVD is the gun that this guy is particularly using. Chrono Shield has been appointed. Apart from that, some frags to be precise, have actually been used. But a beautiful guy from his team has been taken down. Apart from that, let's see how he's going to go with the approach and get some good points or not. It's actually going to be quite difficult for him to survive. But right now, being the last one standing, everything falls on his corner. He is about to go down for sure. The HP is not looking that strong. Meanwhile, he might be able to take one apart from the lobby and eventually gain those points. But no, that doesn't happen. S2G with 4 amazing kills. Okay, to be precise, this particular guy, that's GZ with 4 amazing kills, is still surviving, is still looking up to the charm. But right now, getting shot down from Team WL's corner.
S2G, Jay-Z, Ares, Batman secures one knock. Forbids. Actually, all these guys sometimes they're getting down, but they're again standing up, pushing in, securing the frags, and at the moment I would say There's no doubt in them getting the booyah. I can clearly say that this particular team is getting the booyah. The most awaited booyah is to the Batman Ares. Ares has spotted the guys right behind the cover. That was a great launcher, and there you go. The booyah has been secured, and we are down with 4 matches halfway through the day. We've got 4 more matches to go. Action is an ongoing event. Please don't forget to support, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, because all these guys are playing the game for the name in order to entertain you. So, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let us know which team do you think is going to make it, which 3 teams are going to make it in the next round, because me and Raider, we are reading the comments. I could clearly read the comments that are being made by Smiling Chessman, AXT Chessman. We can clearly see the fans from the team. Go Ego.
Yeah, indeed. Ego is the team that you guys are supporting at this moment. Unfortunately, they
Yes.
are unable to cut the deal. But then again, your support is something which is obviously going to bless them a lot. If I talk about Smiling as well, he was also able to gain some good points from his corner. If I talk about people like Smiling's teammate, to be precise, they were also able to chase some points. But then again, somehow a team is unable to coordinate with the blue zone, coordinate with themselves, within themselves, to be precise, and unable to cut the deal for the next few zones. But eventually, guys, I guess 4 more matches to go. There is still a slight chance if they get 4 back-to-back booyahs, they might be actually be there in the top 3, but that definitely won't be an easy one. Your support is something that can actually bump that situation, bump that equation of getting those amazing points. Let's see what eventually happens and how these points are going to get delivered in their favor. But huge shout out to S2G for doing this amazing stuff. Hard to get. Once again, is coming back with some good booyahs. In the first day, they were able to get the booyahs, but after that, booyahs was something which was a little bit on the shaky end.
Indeed, indeed. They managed to get the booyah, but kudos to all the team that have managed to come to the second or third spot, because see, every time there's only going to be one winner, there's only going to be one team with the booyah, but then again, all the other teams, they've got to do their best. They got to give in to the situation. They've got to bring out the best game in them. And this is what really is needed for every single guy, for every single teammate, for every single player in the lobby. And the fans are waiting. And we are really waiting for those overall points table, because that's the most crucial part.
That will actually showcase, it's basically like a report card that will actually showcase that what
Yes.
these guys have done, how much of a damage these guys have done. But right now, today's leaderboard is something which can clearly show us that which are those top 3 teams which are going to survive or not. I think the overall standing that we actually get is actually the day-wise overall standing. I don't know if we are going to get the overall standing for all the qualifiers as well. If that actually comes in, that will be kind of very, very amazing to watch out, and we can clearly understand with that overall standing. But currently, I guess we are going to focus on the next match, which is again going to be Bermuda. This is again going to be a circle, again going to be a cycle which is going to get repeated. Bermuda is going to be there, then Purgatory will be there, then Kalahari. After that, one of those amazing shocker map that would be Purgatory. That will be Alpine, to be precise, is going to be there. But day number 3, match number 5, it's Bermuda for you guys, and we are again back in the game. What?
Actually, fourth match was supposed to be LP, but they brought a good surprise for every single guy out there watching, for every
Okay.
single guy out there playing the game. That was a good surprise. They came back again with the map Purgatory. This time, 5th match of the day, Bermuda. It is okay. No, it is Kalahari. Was
Yeah,
supposed.
rightly said.
Okay, it's
Actually, the flyers are showing us Bermuda, but it is Kalahari. A bit of a bummer.
yes. That happened. That's all right. That happens. A little bit of problem. That was a cheeky problem, and that's all right. But Kalahari yet again. Kalahari generally known to be the best map by every single guy. Every single guy appreciates. But QR blank. His gun, his shots were not shot blank. He did manage to get the first frag, the second frag down the line. He has confirmed.
Indeed, the clashes, the fights, the eliminations are still coming up. Let's see which team is going to get the deal in their favor or not. QR, if I talk about this team, Shanks had a loss. Eagle, Laika, Blank, still trying to survive, still trying to gain some good points. The area that they're actually going to go for is County Hall, but let's see. Council Hall is going to help them a lot in terms of loot as well. Apart from that, the clashes are actually being delivered. 2 amazing kill from his corner. Eagle is actually having some good amount of points in their favor. Laika is still empty-handed. If I talk about team Bloody Head, how they're going to deal with the fight is something I'm actually pretty surprised about, because the two-man power is there right now. It's not like they've lost to good guys. It's like basically they have not got the two guys in their match, in this particular match to be precise. EXT on the other corner still survives. Fear, Ando, Furrer, and Cotterboy are the four-man power which are still surviving. 33 is the number of players that we are actually looking up to, but fortunately, I believe some more recalls are going to be there.
NXT Kanoho. NXT Kanoho. Was it Kando or Kanoho? I could not.
Ando, I guess. Yeah.
Kando. Okay. AXT Furrer, God, Toby, and Fear. Fear should really be trying to create some sort of a fear for all the players that are in the lobby. But will he succeed? That's a good question. And we'll get the answer eventually. AV, Tanamo, Vine, Retools, and Remil. Later, out of all these guys, I would say, if you ask me, there's one guy, Invoker. I'm really impressed by the performance that this guy has been giving. So I want to ask you, do you have some other guy that has impressed you in the Filipino lobby, or you would also want to go with the guy Invoker? Because for me, Invoker has done pretty much a great job. Right now, if you talk about the team WL, almost down and dusted. Invoker is surviving, and I believe he will escape. He will most certainly bring back all the guys. So please tell me, what are your views?
Well, Invoker, if I'm not wrong, is one of those amazing guys which have actually showcased his strength. Back and forth made his team survive and eventually gain some good points for the team. But I would like to go for AV Radical's Wine, because that is another guy who is able to get aggressive, who is able to be consistent. And just like Invoker, he is one of those guys who remains at large at the last position and gains some good points for the team. But Mini Oz being used up, let's talk about the fight for a moment. Oh, still unable to convert the flag in his favor. Team Ego once again is unable to retaliate the way we wanted to see them retaliating. Ft.Av is there, Surya is going to be there as well, but he has been taken down. If I talk about Adrian, he's also trying to survive. Smiling is going to be another guy which is still trying to deal with the fight, but then again, Adrian has been taken down. Ft.Av and Smiling, the only two members which are still surviving. Let's see how they're going to get the team.
Ego, the fans are going to be happy because Ego is still alive and striking hard. Smiling and Fita, two guys. Fita trying to heal back, but Smiling constantly. Those drag shots, the shots were pretty much at the exact spot. See, Raiders, there are so many guys in the comment section that I can see that they've come for the support of Team Ego, but right now I can see or FX as well. Shaina Malanao has come to support, and he or she has written Go War FX. So, do you think War FX will be able to make it? Although I'm not really sure which team is War FX right
That's
now. If you
FX.
do
That's
have any
FX. As you can see in the hashtag 3 position, that's FX.
Okay. FX.
Yeah.
All right. Shaina is supporting the team FX.
Yeah.
FX so far they've been playing pretty much nicely, and I believe these points are today's points. But I'm still curious about the points they've managed to get in the past few days. The overall points table until this match, until the last match. I'm really curious about that because this is what changes everything.
Let's see. RS6 Fax has been taken down, and if I talk about Team FX, well, definitely they've got one Booyah for the day, but is it going to be enough? Not at all, man. But moving ahead, let's see how the consistency is going to get revealed. For the moment, as you can see, 71 amazing points from AV's corner. S2G is getting 48, FX with 47, WL with 46, AXT with 43 of their own, QR with 40 points, Ego with 38 points, 36 from Bloody Head's corner, 23 from SAF's corner, RS6 with 23 points, ORV with only 22 points, and FNO, if I talk about them, 0 points for them. They are not getting the charm in the lobby.
FNO could not manage to get a single match, single point. That's a little bit of bad situation for them. FX, the fans must be happy they've come to support Team FX. FX Gosu, Chairs, Majila, and Too Easy. 4 guys, and they're currently looting around the Bayfront area, which is a great spot. We can see so many covers there. The circle is still on top of them, I believe. And if in case the circle is on you, you really need not to make any sort of a rotation. But since they are trying to move away from the bayfront area. I am clearly sure that the circle is not on them. I would still want to have a look at the circle. QR blank in the meantime. Shanks was down. Blank has come for the rescue, but he gets taken down. Blank, Eagle, Shanks, all the guys. And there you go. Team QR goes to the lobby. Blink of an eye.
Taken down, being finished off is something which is actually going to be quite crucial to watch right now. But let's see what more can actually happen for the upcoming moments. As well can see, we have got FX's corner, Gozu, Cheers, Aguila, and Too Easy. Team FX is already getting a lot of support in the live chat as well. Let's see how their support is actually going to get delivered. There we go, another knockout man actually come in. Ego's smiling was taken down. And there we go. One more knockout has been delivered. Aguila managed to get his first one. But apart from that, I guess Shears has also been taken down. Aguila has to fall back. Some throwables has to be used up. Eventually, when the throwables are actually going to get connected. Oh, once again, that need was quite crucial. What a beautiful blow coming from his corner. Apart from that, grappling hook has been used. And still, the shots are coming up. Blue wall constantly being appointed. But that will help them or not is something which is quite crucial to watch out. Again, another throwable has been used up. And as you can see, the double kill comes in for Aguila.
FX Aguila Too Easy, Gosu, guys coming in confidently. Shares is down. They would want to bring back shares. They still at the bayfront area, and they've got the drop right in front of them. They would be wanting to bring back shares as early as possible because it's going to make a huge difference. But okay, his name is Kano, who I'm still a bit doubtful, skeptic whether the name is Kandho or Kano. But let's just go with Kano. AV, Tanamo, Wine, Ritus, and Raymond. Four guys. They've managed to come close to the circle, but they would definitely be gate kept out of the circle. This is what I'm expecting at this point of time because AV Wine is closing in, trying to move in ahead towards the circle, and I don't want the coincidence to happen all the time because generally I've seen AV Wine to this guy stands in the last position. This guy generally manages to survive and he manages to get to the #2 spot. And there you
Right.
go. This is what I had already said in the early quarters. Invoker is going to bring back all the guys, and he has indeed.
Well, he actually stands to his marker. Invoker is actually one of those amazing players which is able to just stand tall, say that my team is going to be back in the game, and he is able to bring them back and eventually perform quite a bit. But right now, one thing I'm actually missing from Invoker's corner, or should I say WL's corner as a whole, is the booyah. Is the consistency in terms of their zone placement, is the right kind of push that we actually demand. They are the lobby type of, let's say, demand. So that is something Invoker and his teammates have to actually work on. Being in the right place at the right time, crossing over and eventually getting some good points is something which is going to be quite crucial. If we talk about Team Ego, Smiling is there, Ft.Av is there, sorry, and Adrian is still surviving. There is somebody on that top of that particular crane, and that is why I guess he's still constantly aiming for that area so that he can land a good shot. But apart from that, he's unable to spot him out. On the other corner, some more drops have been summoned.
Ego, Fita, Soria, Adrian, Smiling. Four guys. Fita, Soria, Adrian, and Smiling. Smiling must be very smiling because he has managed to, Team Ego has managed to come to the edge of the circle. Southern edge, I would say. And there still are a couple of high ground, high spots to capture. We can see guys around the refinery area trying to move in towards the circle. Saf, Hawkeye, Mech, MCR Dry, MCDO. Three guys. It's a trio that is moving from the northern side of the circle. I'm expecting a great gameplay, but I'm really curious about the number of frags they've secured. RSX Facts. One last guy standing managed to come to the highest spot at the sub. If the circle goes away from him, he'll be in trouble.
Double kill.
Well, definitely the trouble is about to happen really very soon. Facts, just as you say, if the circle is going to be away from his corner, he won't be able to just go ahead. And if he is having the grappling hook gun, then definitely he might be able to survive a bit more. Apart from that, if we talk about Facts corner, he's actually having one of those amazing high ridges in his favor. But then again, his survival is something which is going to get questioned.
XT, Khan Ho, got to be two guys alive, and they're They're trying to move in, and all these guys are around the sub area. I can clearly see there are so many covers at the sub area, and the fight and the results are, we'll pretty much see the results around the sub area. This is what I'm expecting. Tanamo, this guy, and I think, which team do you think is gonna get the booyah? I'm clearly inclined towards the success of AV in this particular match. I'm expecting AV to get the deal done, but okay, Vine has come back and Remel is up. So AV again gaining back those numbers, gaining back those player number in the game.
Well, let's see what actually happens. How the game is actually going to get delivered in their hand or not is something which is going to be quite crucial to watch out. 10 amazing people are still surviving at this moment in this map of Kalahari. People are constantly trying their level best to gain some good points, but failing to do so. If we talk about Team AV Radicals is constantly hunting for the points. Some more shots have been delivered. Raymil is constantly trying his level best to aim out and get some good points. Oh, that shot was amazing. With that one good arm shot, he was able to get his quadra kill.
AV, Dynamo, Vine, G2s, and Remil, all the four guys, they're confident. Out of 9 guys, 4 guys are from the team AV. And I believe AV in this particular day, I would say, AV stands for average victors, because this is what they've been doing. They've been pretty much getting on to the top and securing all those points. WL, they spotted a guy. Is it a plane? No, it was a free frag, and they've indeed managed to get those free frags. Pain on its 2 guys surviving. Invoker is dead. This is a bad news for them. But Ego in the meantime gets eliminated. AXT lost all the man number. Got Toby being the last man standing, edge of the circle. If the circle goes away from him, he'll be in trouble, because it will be very hard for him to make it inside the circle. At this point, AV won't simply let him get into the circle. He'll get taken down, he'll get shot at. But AV, they are very close to getting that booyah. In the 5th match, pretty much close. They will definitely be sealing the deal for the team.
Well, let's see how the deal is actually going to get delivered in their favor. EV already got a booyah in their favor. Right now, this could be the second one for the day, and they might be actually going for the third one today as well. Let's see what happens. Right now, it can be a caster curse as well. They might not get the booyah, but the manpower is actually in their favor. WL is constantly trying their level best to chase the blues, but on it has been taken down, which is not expected. Pain, if I talk about this guy, he's also receiving some good shots as well. You can see the chase is still coming up. Pain is actually going to get crushed on by the play zone as well. AXT, Gota Boy is the last one standing.
Those who do not know pain will never understand the meaning of true peace. But these guys, right now, they're pretty much peaceful, I would say. The fights are not happening. Every single guy, they're trying to hold. Got Toby, last man standing. Let's see, alive and kicking on the edge of the circle. But at this point of time, I'm not really sure how far along God Toby can survive. The guys have come in, the guy have pushed in, and God Toby gets down. And the Booyah gift goes to the team AV. That was a great game. That was a great game from the team, by the team AV. Pretty much a great booyah in the 5th match, and they managed to secure 12 frags, which is indeed a good number. And talk about the team AXT, they've also managed to come to the 2nd position with good number of frags. So AV and AXT, both the teams, good performance. We're still only waiting for the same sort of a consistency in rest of the matches as well.
Well, definitely after having 2 good boyas for the day, AV is actually going to jump quite a bit in terms of the overall standing as well. Apart from that, AXC is slowly but surely catching up to the deal. As far as the fans are saying, GoFX is also trying their best to gain some good points. FX is constantly trying their best to attain some kind of consistency, but getting that booyah is something which is still slipping out of their hand. One good booyah was delivered, but after that, I guess in every single match, if they're getting close to 15 to 20 points, comprising of the finishes and kill point as well, that can actually help them a lot. But Booyah is something which is looking a little bit far from Fix's corner. Same goes for WL as well. They're unable to get the deal done and dusted. AXC once again tried their level best, but they were unable to secure those points. He was the last man standing. Gota Boy, if I'm not wrong, was in the container, sneaking up to the fights. But finally, he was also taken down quite swiftly. AV with this amazing Booyah, they will be jumping quite a bit in the leaderboard. And the buffer, which was previously of 23 points, if I'm not wrong, now is going to get evolved by a lot.
Indeed, indeed. The points table they're building up, the points they are earning, and they are pretty much going on top. But still, there's still a huge good number of points to be gained in order to get to the top three spot.
Right.
We're waiting for the overall points table, which is really needed. But overall points table is going to take a little bit of time, and fingers crossed which team going is going to make it. At least we know one team that is for sure getting into the next round, but the other two teams we are still doubtful. AV is looking very confident at the moment, I would say. There's no doubt in that. But has it really made it to the top three or not? We'll get to see eventually.
See, now currently, if I talk about the stats of this whole situation, I would like to say that AV is fortunately going to be on top for sure. QR definitely previous day was amazing for them. Day number one was not that good. Day number two, in that day they attained 133 points as a total. But we have to consider this fact as well that AV Radicals was able to gatekeep 106 points. In day number one, the score was 123. In day number two, it was a 106 point from their corner. So altogether, I believe close to 235 points is already there in their favor from 2 days. But apart from that, if I talk about the third day, already they are going to about, let's say, after the fifth match, they are about to cross the 100-digit marker. That is huge. So I think AV is going to be the team which is going to get qualified for sure. Apart from that, now QR and Team FX are fighting for the qualifications.
See, so many teams are fighting for the qualification, but only three teams will be able to make it to the next round. We're curious, but yes, as you've said, I think AV has pretty much made it to the top three, but can they sustain? That's the real question. We are down with 5 matches, three more to go. There's can be some other teams that are trying to come in the third or fourth, that are currently in the third or fourth spot. If not the one, if not the hashtag one, so they would definitely be trying to pull team AV down from their spot. And here we go. Match number 6 is not purgatory but alpine. Finally, guys, sixth match of the day. We've come up with the map alpine, even though the flyer right next to the screen says it is purgatory. But as you all know, guys, this is the map of alpine. We can see a little bit of snow on the northwestern side of the map. Militia area, we can see H2G going towards the area, and expecting a couple of good drop clashes in the lobby, because drop clashes in the map of Alpine, which is generally now it has started to mean that in this particular map, every single team they do not have a rock solid strategy already made, so they would want to simply close the deal, go with the drop clashes, try to take the risk, try to test their luck and skills. Maybe they might get good number of frags. If they do, they'll continue with the flow. If they do not, one guy will fall back and try to bring back the entire team.
Well, of course, that can be quite critical to watch out. But right now, as you all can see, Team FX is looking strong, and GoFX is the only thing that people are actually talking about right now in the live chat. That's amazing to watch out. QR on the other corner loses to good member. Blank and like are already at a loss. Shanks still remains at large. Eagle is still trying to fight back. Eagle won't be actually surviving anytime soon, I believe. It's a 1v2 type of situation coming up, and there we go. He has been taken down from the back, and some shots came in. Just like that, the guy is actually taken down. Right now, if I'm not wrong, Shanks is something. Shank is someone, to be precise, who can easily go for those recalls if he survives. That is a huge if, to be precise.
Hmm. The guy is BH. Okay, this is a surprise. BH, Kaloy, and Josh. We only have two guys that have managed to join, and they're looting at the area Blue Will. For a surprise, Kaloy and Josh, only two guys. AXT. They're also playing pretty much nicely. Last game, they managed to come to the second spot. Fear, Kando, Furrer, and Gotobi. Only we can see four guys moving around in this particular area. Base camp. This is a good area. I believe they get a good loot over this area. But, even though we do not have so many compounds. But yeah, there are a couple of good compounds around the area in that particular vicinity. But AV, they would want to secure one more booyah of the day, and they can pretty much try and get a few more booyahs if they manage to take down the place, and if they manage to apply their entire strategy nicely.
Let's see how the strategy is going to work up for these particular teams. On its Invoker, Kane, Paul. Everybody is surviving for the moment. They're hunting for the enemy. If they're able to get it, that would be absolutely beneficial for them. If I talk about Team Ego, they're also remaining with the 4-man power. Currently, Ego is not looking that great because in terms of the position, in terms of the kills, in terms of the points that they have actually gained is not something which we wanted or the lobby is demanding for the moment. If they want to get qualified, they have to be in those top 3 regions, in those top 3 positions as well. Out of these 12 teams, being in the top 3 is not that big of a deal, but then again, it's quite tough in its own way. Ego, if I talk about this particular team, as you can see, Ft.Av, Surya, my son smiling, everybody is looting the stadium region and they're just constantly trying to wreak havoc in this particular area. If a clash comes in, then I believe definitely situation can actually turn out quite bad. But from the other corner, I believe S2G is still popping out some good heads. AV is also fighting. That's interesting. Team WL is getting countered back from their corner. Team AV Radicals once again is clearing out their way, gaining some good points, and maybe possibly aiming for the Bula once again.
Hmm. Rightly said. Rightly said. Saf, MCR Dry, Hawkeye, MCDU, let's go. You can see let's go replacing the other guys in the lobby right now. But let's see whether let's go be able to make a huge difference in the team or not. Because SF, even though they've been trying pretty much hard in this game, but they haven't been able to make a lot of difference, which they want to. If you talk about the points table, AV with the 95 points, it's a good number. It's a good number. We are almost down with the sixth match. We sixth ongoing match. So AV clearly will be able to cross that century mark, I would say. And then we have at the second position team FX with 63 points.
But for the moment, 63 points is looking great enough. But if we talk about AV, well, definitely that team will be able to cross because we have got 3 more matches, including this one, 3 more matches to go. So definitely that one system can actually evolve quite a bit. They can easily cross over up to 130 points as well. Let's see what eventually happens. If we talk about S2G, they might actually get connected soon enough. Knocked out. One player has been taken down from S2G's corner. They are constantly trying to recover. Team EXT won't be able to survive to be precise in this way. The way they are getting corrected, EXT is receiving quite a few shots in the corner. Moving up ahead, SF is having only 40 points, BH is having 38, RSX is having 37, ORB with 22 points, FNO fails to join the lobby, that is why having 0 points in their favor, Ego with 52 of their own, WL with 58 points, QR with 59, S2G remains at large with 50 points as well. But right now, the way they are performing, I believe they might be able to gain some good, amazing points in their favor as well. This was day number 3, match number 6. The map is looking strong enough. If we talk about the Ocean View area, this guy QR Blank is pretty much AFK. He won't be back in the game soon, I believe. But the other guys are also here right now. We have got Laika and Shanks as well in the vehicle. So yes, of course, retaliation and the escape for the zone is something which is going to be quite unforgivable for this particular team.
Indeed. AXT, Kanahu, Kando, Ferrer, 2 guys. This is quite a surprise that every time we see this team got Toby is already dead. This is quite a surprise for us. Fear couldn't create
the
any.
last one, I believe he was alive for the last fight.
Oh, yes. How can I miss that? But Fear could not create any fear for the opponent, could not create any fear for the team. But AV, this team, pretty much day 1, they were pretty much very impressive. Day 3, they have come back with the same form. Day 2 as well, I wouldn't say that they played it. They played quite an impressive game in the day 2 as well, even though they could not dominate that entirely. But yes, they did manage to get good number of frags, get good number of points in the points table. So I would say yes, as you said, Raider, AV will be qualifying. This is quite obvious for now, at least.
Yeah, it is obvious right now, but now it's all about how much of a buffer is going to be there at the hashtag 1 position of AV. So that's what we have to actually watch out. But right now, if we talk about Team Ego, once again coming up with some good blows, that was amazing. Ego's Surya is actually having 3 amazing kills from his corner. That's a triple kill coming from his corner. Shots have been appointed. As you can see, a lot of backlashes coming up. 2 good members from Team Ego has already been taken down. The remaining people are at large trying the level best routines of good points. Smiling is fighting Surya, is fighting Myson, has been taken down. Surya is about to go down really very soon. If I talk about Smiling goes in for the revival, and yes, of course, he's getting him back. He's getting the teammate back. The Chrono Shield was appointed, but still fails to attack any kind of a good points in his favor. But fortunately, I believe the whole team has been taken down, and now SAF with this amazing clash will be able to be back in the game.
Yes. SAF is back in the game. Hawkeye, MCDO, let's go. All the 4 guys, they will be trying hard, but they've pretty much been trying hard, but there's not a lot of confidence that I can see in the team right now. Even though I can see they're pushing forward, which gives them a positive boost, but I'm not really sure how far along they can go from here. And for so many teams, I think it's already the situation is already out of their hands, and they need to do something huge at this point of time, which is almost impossible because a couple of teams have already got to the unbeatable mark of #1 and #2, which I think is pretty much unshakable.
Let's see how this shaky performance is going to get over there. Right now, as you all can see, another knockout comes from Phoenix's corner. Another kill is actually there, to be precise. Pax is there, Phoenix is there, Guanito is still surviving for the moment. Guys has to be back in the lobby. He has to get that revival done and dusted. Save zone is also getting shrunk down. So this is the 6th match, which is quite chaotic, which is quite crucial for these guys to survive with. In this match, let's see how much more of an impact will be delivered from AV's corner or Access's corner, or teams like, let's say, SF is how surviving, and apart from that, QR is also trying to deal some good points. Phoenix is definitely getting some good points in their favor as well. They are trying their little best to chase the points. Some shots have been exchanged, so this gunfight can be quite critical. Look at that, Phoenix has already been taken down, which is not that great. Apart from getting taken down, M187 is the gun he's been using, and we all know that the damage this gun can inflict is massive. Well, for the moment, as you all can see, another kill comes in. As you all can see, the clashes are being revealed. 2 amazing kills from the corner of Ares. He's pretty much confident. If we talk about AV, Shanks has been taken down from QR's corner. I believe Team QR is getting backlash. The top two teams which are having a huge amount of clash are actually getting delivered. The next play zone can be quite critical, and we already saw in the sky 2 good members from the flight path was actually jumping. They have been recalled. They are trying their best to jump in, but right now they can be taken down soon enough. AV Vine managed to put 1 headshot and take 1 more from the equation. That's interesting. If I talk about SF, once again they're coming back and forth. Some shots still have been revealed, but still the damage, the amount of consistency, the amount of backlash is still coming up. As you can see from the other corner, 1 more player is trying to rotate. He has been spotted from Forbid's corner, but Forbid is trying to decide at whether he should go for the finishes or he should just go for those amazing placement points or not. So yeah, Forbid decides that he's going to push forward. Forbid decides he's going to lay down some good shots, and there we go. The shots are already coming up. M187 is the gun he's being using. So definitely this gun is actually quite chaotic, as we all know. Yeah, the shots still come in. M187 manages to take that knockout, manages to finish him off, and the double kill for Forbids also comes in. Right now, this particular team is moving way too ahead. It is, if I talk about that particular guy, 3 amazing kills from his corner. That's a triple kill from his corner. A lot of points, a lot of backlash, a lot of retaliations are coming up for sure. But being the last one standing from Eagle's corner, it's definitely going to be a very tough task for Eagle to survive. But let's see how his survival is going to get compounded. 14 people are still surviving in the lobby. 1 amazing kill for Eagle. QR can actually go down really soon, and it can actually happen quite adversely. But if I talk about that recall vending machine, he can actually sneak in on that and eventually get that revival done and dusted. If the revival is actually there, if the recall is there for his teammates, that definitely will help them a lot, and QR might be able to fight back quite good, but he should have 12 tokens as well, because if you don't have the tokens, reaching to the play zone, reaching to the vending machine won't cut the deal. Another knockout comes in from the corner of AV. Look at that. XC Furrer was the guy who was able to take this knockout, and the guy he was able to take down was SAF's Hawkeye. So yeah, the backlash still comes in, the fight still comes in. Another knockout was actually delivered. As you can see, a legend was able to put him apart. EXT's Gold Boy is still trying to push forward. Fear is there for her, has been taken down. Kando is already out of equation. So the remaining 2 members have to fight back. Remaining 2 members have to cut the deal. But well, that's not going to be an easy task. As you can see, already a lot of backlash is coming up from the back end. Another shot comes in. S2G Forbids manages to take him apart. And now it's all about Fear. He's the only guy which is still surviving. He's the lone wolf of his team, which can maybe survive and clutch the fight. Fear on the other corner is actually becoming the last man standing of his team as well.
Fear, last man standing, even though he was the first guy to take the knock and got dusted. But SAF is looking very confident. I believe they've taken my words to the heart and they're outperforming in this particular game, outperforming all the enemies in this particular game. They have spotted a couple of guys. I don't know them. MCR Dry. He wants to dry out the enemy by taking so many shots at that white blue wall and pretty much trying to seal the deal. They have found an edge of the circle and they've moved inside. But let's see how far along they can go from this situation.
Well, definitely surviving and eventually clutching out the situation is going to be quite difficult to watch. But right now, McCreary is there, Hawkeye is there, MCD is going to be there. SF is definitely trying to chase that Booyah in their favor. But in front of them, the competition is looking surreal. S2J is one of those teams which is still surviving, which is still impacting quite a few things. MCDU has been taken down. He might not survive for the moment, but yeah, he's back in the game. That's interesting. SF still manages to get some good blows. Team H2G is receiving a lot of backlash. They are actually getting down back and forth. I want to see which is the third team which is still surviving.
SAF, Hawkeye is down, but on the other hand, we've got Team H2G, JZ, Aries, both guys surviving, alive and kicking. I believe they are going to create some sort of an issue for the Team SAF, but in this particular game, SAF is looking and outplaying all the teams, and JZ gets taken down. SAF closing in on Aries, but I believe I hardly doubt the performance of SAS in this particular game, and SF has secured one more frag for the team. QR Eagle is still surviving far away from the opponent, but let's see. QR Eagle, he's trying to close in inside the Chrono Shield, trying to make the best use of the Chrono Shield, but unfortunately Eagle low in HP. Let's see, Eagle. Unfortunately, Eagle could not survive, and SF has finally managed to get hands at that great booyah finally. And this time, SAF pretty much they've dominated the entire lobby. This is quite a surprise for us, even though SAF could not perform greatly in the past few games, but the last game it was absolutely phenomenal, mesmerizing performance by the team SF. So we can clearly see at this point of time, at this late hour as well, the teams are alive. The teams will be pushing until the very last second of the game. This is what the team SF has shown us.
Indeed. Striving for that booyah was something which was quite crucial for them particular corner, but eventually it's a little bit too late. This was the sixth match, just 2 more matches to go, and booyah is something which is easily going to boost their confidence a lot. But then again, in next 2 matches, if the booyahs are even though going to be there in SAF's corner, definitely they won't help. It won't help them a lot in terms of their qualification. So obviously, a lot of backlash was delivered from SF corners as well. But yeah, you shout out to SF for getting this booyah in their favor. Moving apart, I guess again the consistency should be delivered. QR were, if I'm not wrong, Eagle was the last man standing. He was unable to res out his teammate, but still he remained at large for the second or third position, if I'm not wrong. So that was also something very crucial to watch out, because being the survivor, being one of those players which is easily going to sneak up for the position point is something very crucial. You have to be patient for that. But QR is one of those teams which is not patient for anything. They are once again going to be aggressive in the next few matches, which is going to be there. So at the end of the day, we might see QR once again coming back with a booyah. Or if I talk about teams like S2G, being very dominating, being very aggressive was helping them a lot. But when they faced off Team SF, situations looked a bit untidy for them.
See, Raider, at this point of time, I think we can clearly predict 2 names at least. But what about the third name? Do you think you, at this point of time, can come up with one name apart from the team AV, apart from the team QR, the third
FX.
team which...
FX.
Okay, FX. Okay, that was a quick answer. So let's see whether we'll have the third team as FX or not. But the fans are waiting. Fans, we can clearly see a couple of good fans in the comment section supporting the team FX. But we can see a great number of fans for the team Ego. We have a good number of fans, and we're expecting a great performance for the sake of fans from the team Ego, because the fans are there. I don't want the fans to go back home upset and disappointed by the team. So we still have two more matches to go. Let's see which maps are going to be played by the teams. We are done with Alpine, we are done with Purgatory, we are done with the Kalahari, we are done with Bermuda as well. And two more matches to go. Out of 8 matches, 6 matches are done and dusted. After the 2 matches, we'll get our overall results for the Philippine qualifiers. We'll see which teams have made it to the next round, and it's indeed going to be an exciting scenario for us.
And it will be lovely to watch out that which are those teams. But moving up ahead, once again, Kalahari has been summoned, and as you all can see, the fights are going to be quite crucial in this end as well. Council Hall is the flight path which is going to be there. Definitely quite an edgy flight path coming up, but the teams which would love to go for Mammoth and Darsab or Stone Ridge area, they are actually going to get some good vehicles or glide or let's say just run for that area.
Hmm. Council Hall, yes, you can see a couple of guys going towards the Council Hall QR, like and the entire team QR. But the real question over here is, do we have a drop class? And yes, we absolutely do. Shanks trying to close in, trying to take down the player, but Blank as well. Shanks and Blank, both the guys. It's a good duo, but let's see whether this
Oh
duo
man.
can make a difference or not. Blank in the meantime gets the knock. Shanks as well. Even though they managed to get a couple of good knocks for the team, but Leica is falling back. I think this is not a good call. Should have gone for the fight since they already had received the call of the players pushing. Blank and Shank, both the guys are down and dusted. Eagle still surviving in the around the area of Council Hall, trying to fight back.
Well, definitely right now, I guess recall is something that guys actually has in mind. If we're talking about Eagle, he's going for the fight. Eagle, you guys remember this is the guy who was actually surviving for the last fight. Eagle, his HP is not looking that great, and now he's about to go down for sure. And yeah, of course, he has been taken down. I guess at this moment, Laika would be very fortunate to just go ahead and go for those recalls. Although some shots will be coming up in his way as well. So he has to find a vending machine as first of all, and get the token done and dusted, and eventually bring back his teammate. He has to get 12 tokens, otherwise his teammate won't be coming back.
WL Invoker on its ball pain. All the four guys, they are alive. They are alive and kicking, and they are pretty much holding on tight to the lobby, to the game. Match number 7, it is Kalahari. I'm s- expecting. I want to know which map is going to be the next map. Is it going to be Purgatory? Is it going to be Bermuda? Is it going to be Alpine or Kalahari yet again? But since map number 7, match number 7 is Kalahari, so I think it's not gonna get repeated. I'm expecting Alpine to be the next map because it is quite an uncertain map for every single team, every single guy in the lobby. If you talk about team XT holding on tight around the refinery area, and as we all know, that refinery area is somewhat a place where every single team wants to uh, likes to go and capture the place because it gives you a huge advantage over all the other teams if in case a zone favors you.
Hmm. Well, zone is something you can't actually know for sure that is it going to favor you or not until the zone comes in. So definitely you have to actually move along with that. If we're talking about Team AV Radicals, this team is one of those teams which is still wanting the level best or let's say aiming for that hashtag one position in the leaderboard. Moving up at Tanamo, Vine, Retux, and if I talk about Raymil, definitely trying the level best routine, some good points from the corner as well. 36 players surviving, out of which 4 are these giants. Bloody Head is actually fighting it up. And there we go, one good member from Team AXT is once again getting down. Team AXT once again getting the backlash way too early.
Yes, BH as well. BH, they're holding around the area of sub, and one player is down. Josh is down right now, but let's see whether they'll go back and try to save Josh. But unfortunately, there goes the answer. Josh out of the lobby. They spotted a guy on top of the sub, on top of the crane. There's a ramp over there, yellow ramp, and there is a guy over there. But DT White, a new name, a new face in the lobby, a new face with this particular team. White, can he whitewash the team towards the victory, or he gets down? We'll see in a couple of minutes.
Hmm. Well, definitely, as per the name suggests, White is actually going to clear out a lot of perspective for us. Right now, moving upward, we have Pita, Soria, Myson smiling from Team Ego's corner. Definitely using the grappling hook gun so that they can reach at the farthest end as soon as it is possible. Holding the upper edge is quite amazing and quite crucial in this particular map, and eventually you get a lot of upper edges as well. Alari is one of those amazing maps where you can easily get and deliver a lot of tasks uninterested. Surya once again might be going down soon enough as well. Can see a lot of it. He has been started from his corner. A lot of shots are being used up. The blue wall can go down anytime soon, but still he tries his level best to patch himself and bring himself back in the game and eventually gain some good points for the team. But right now, as you all can see, a lot of shots have been used up. Definitely the blue wall was able to save him for now, but if the push comes in, it can be very, very hectic for him to survive.
Team Ego. I'm really rooting for Team Ego right now in the game because so many fans are waiting for Team Ego to give us a great knock. Soria gets down. Fita, my son, smiling. Three guys, they're alive and kicking. They're moving inside the circle. Mammoth area is being occupied by the team. Mammoth area is being occupied by the team Ego. Saf, on the contrary, four guys, I believe they would want to secure the booyah yet again in this particular game. The last match was quite surprising for every single guy, but this game, if they do it again, see, do it once, it may be luck. Do it again, it is your skill set. So, Team Saf, I believe they've come in to clearly show the skill set of the team, the combined efforts by the team, so that they get the booyah yet again, try secure good number of points. MCR Dry is down and dusted. Hawkeye, MCDO, and Let's Go. Three guys still surviving.
Indeed, the players are surviving. Players are looking up to the fights. We have got McCrory, Hawkeye, MCDO still in the fight. We have got Let's Go also trying to unleash the mammoth that he actually holds in his own. But right now, 23 amazing people are surviving. Two amazing kills are coming from Saf's corner. Previous match, the beautiful Booyah. This match is again going to be quite chaotic for SF's corner. They are being very dominant. They are being very aggressive as well at the same time. Apart from that, only 20 people are surviving. I believe Team XT is also getting backlash quite a bit. STF, let's see how they're going to deliver the stunts. For the moment, the decalls are also coming up, so the number is actually increasing quite a bit. Let's go. 3 amazing kills, and that's a triple kill from his corner. He is actually hunting for the Quadra.
SAF, MCDO, H2G, Aries, and Forbits. Two guys are surviving. Forbits is clearly our shining off his V batch. FX in the meantime, Gozu shares Agila and Too Easy. Four guys alive, and they are wanting to go inside the circle. The rest of the three guys, they've already managed to go inside the circle. Gozu with the vehicle moves inside the circle, and the good thing about this team is that FX is trying to get to the high area, which is really good situation for him.
Well, indeed, it can be quite beneficial for this particular team. But right now, at this moment, if we talk about WL, Invoker, Onyx, Paul, and Pain, these are the 4 members which are remaining at large for this particular team. 26 people are surviving for the moment, and eventually they are still hunting for some more points in their favor. Ego Fita manages to put one down. That means Team Ego is listening to their fans. They're being quite chaotic. They're actually wreaking some havoc in the lobby and hunting for more and more points. 24 people are surviving amazingly enough, but the backlash is still coming up. 2 kills are actually being delivered, as you can see. 2 amazing kills have been delivered. Apart from that, Invoker is there, Onyx is going to be there, Paul is there, Pain is there, everybody is hunting for those points. The region that they are actually holding is quite amazing to watch out. But moving up ahead, we have got AV with already crossing the triple digit. That's 108 points from their corner. If we talk about SAF, only 71 from their corner, AXT with 71, QR with 70, S2G with 67 points, FX with 66 points as well, WL with 64, Ego with 60, RSX with 45, BH with 42, ORV with the 22 points as well. FNO fails to join the lobby, and that's why having only 0 points in their favor.
WL Invoker on its Paul Pain, 4 guys, and AV has crossed that 100 number mark, 108 points in the points tally. Saf, they've managed to come to the second spot. All credit goes to the Booyah that they secured in the last game. That was a good game, and they got to secure a good number of points. But AXT Fear again, last man standing. AV, Dynamo, Wine, Ritus, and Remil. They are looking very confident. The circle is closing in. We're down to 21 men, and these 21 men will battle it out for the glory. They will try and get their hands at the booyah with good number of frags. The circle is over the area of command post, and these guys, since command post area is one of those cities where we can see so many compounds, pretty much good number of covers for every single guy. So even if all the 21 team make their way towards the command post area, I would say that the fights will be very complicated because every single guy will get a good cover.
Hmm. Indeed, the cover is going to be quite crucial for them. And apart from that, the synergies should be there from the team as well. Ego is having some amazing points, as you all can see. If we talk about Ft.Av 3, amazing. That's triple kill coming from his corner. Now he's actually scavenging every single container, every single compound, every single region as well. Apart from being safe, this team is actually being chaotic as well. 21 people are still surviving. Surya with the pan is actually trying to move in for the play zone. Once he actually is in the zone, I guess situation will be a bit more comfortable for them. As you all can see, Prabhu Maisan already receiving quite a few damages in his favor. He's going to patch himself, then he's going to push forward for the next one.
Ego, Fita, Zoria, Maisen is smiling. All the four guys are alive and they are working their way to get into the circle and make a good comeback. Fans, couple of fans, they are constantly spamming in the chat that they are supporting for the team Ego. But does Team Ego know about these particular fans at the moment? Because they need to know about this situation. They might get a little boost in their gameplay right now, but if you look at the size of the circle is comparatively smaller now, and we still have 20 more guys alive. Let's go with 4 frags. I'm expecting this particular team to do a huge magic in this game as well.
Yeah, indeed, there is a possibility of doing that kind of stuff coming up. Ares, Batman, both of them is surviving, and as we know, Kalahari is one of those maps where the comeback is for real. So yeah, this could be the one of those amazing maps where the comeback might actually come in. Ares, Batman, both of them definitely are hiding. Forbits is also back in the game with that recall. That's interesting. Right now, they are jumping in the vicinity where actually the teammates are also residing. If we talk about Team FX with the 3-man power to be precise, Gila gets the 4th kill. That's a quadra kill coming up. Gozo on the other corner is going to bring back his teammate.
FX Gosu shares Sajila and Tuizi, 4 guys. They are surviving, they are alive, and they're trying to get few more frags for the team, which is a good thing right now. FX Tuizi was down and dead, but he has managed to come inside and managed to bring the number of guys back to 4. WL in the meantime, Invokers, Hornets, Paul, Payne, all the 4 guys, they are holding on to the broken shipwreck at the Santa Catrina area. This is a good spot, and trying to put those grenade launchers inside the compound. They spotted a guy trying to take shots, clearly. Then there were nanoseconds late, but Hornets want to close in and seal the deal for the team.
Well, of course, the deal is actually coming up. The fights is coming up, no doubt. 16 amazing players are still surviving, and the zone is just getting shorter and shorter. People are getting proximized quite a bit. Paul once again tries his level best to alligate with the fight. Right now, as you can see, the connections might actually come in. They have to swim, cross the way, get the fight, and done and dusted.
WL in WL, Ego, Fita, Soria, Mason smiling. All the 3 guys, Soria is down. Ego, can they be able to make it? Can they pull it off in this particular game? I think they can. The fans are waiting for their comeback. The fans are waiting for that booyah for a longer period now. H2G, JZ, last man standing. He's fighting back. He gets taken down. JZ is down. H2G is down. But there you go, Team FX. If they manage to get the booyah in this particular game, I think they'll be able to add up a good number of points. But they still have a couple of teams in front of them trying to block their way, trying to hold them back from getting that booyah. But Agila and Too Easy, both the guys are alive.
Well, indeed, they are alive. They are banging it out. They're trying their best to gain some good points. Eventually, the recall is something which is not going to be that possible. But still, apart from that, the amount of points that have been affiliated from FX can actually help them a lot in terms of the leaderboard. Right now, okay, the people are back in the game. That's interesting. Cheers and Gozu as well are back in the fight. So that can actually turn the tides for them.
FX, Gozu shares, WL Invoker, this team. All the four guys, I think they are here to get their hands at the Booyah. All the four guys, they are alive, and this pretty much shows their confidence. They are going in from the open. Right now, Paul is behind a cover, and this is a good cover. Payne right on top of the shipwreck. He's taking the fight. He's trying to secure a few more frags. There's one player down, but Payne is still fighting back, alive. But unfortunately, he gets taken down right away. He gets dusted, and Hornets will bring Payne right at the moment. They are making the very best use of the vending machine at the moment, and this is quite frustrating and annoying for the opponent because they keep on, they are coming into the battle. They're trying to take down the players. Sometimes they are getting down, they are getting hunted, but if in case they manage to take down the player is being revived right away. He'll come back to the game. He'll get the guns from his own crate. So this is quite a problematic situation for the opponents.
Quite problematic, but eventually like a blessing in disguise for the teams which are
Yes.
near to the vending machine, to be precise. Moving up ahead, if we talk about this particular fight, WL is already receiving some good points, and Invoker unfortunately has been taken down. Will he be able to get back in the fight is something which is going to be quite crucial. Some throwables have been used up, some utilities are actually being chased up, but still not getting the right kind of close calls. As you can see, we are still waiting for the right fight to come in. Invoker has been taken down. He might not actually get that revival. Surya, if we talk about this particular team, Team Ego has to just lie down for a moment, and eventually Surya might be able to gain some good points in the last few fights.
Ego, last man standing, Soria. And I think the fans are waiting, but will he be able to make it? It's a tough call. It's a tough situation. His back is up against the rope. He's one last guy surviving alive and fighting it out against the team WL, I believe. Those guys must be hunting. No. This one more guy. Okay, Invokers is dead. Paul, Payne, and Onits, they're surviving. There's one guy from the team Saf and one guy from the team Ego. So this is quite a good situation. Soria gets taken down. Unfortunately, the fans will be a little upset because they were waiting for the team Ego to get their booyah. But the booyah goes to the team WL. That was a good booyah and a great game.
Well, fortunately, even Invoker and his team is absolutely going to cherish Booyah in their favor. Well, we were expecting quite a bit coming from Invoker's corner, but fortunately, this was the map where they're going to bounce back. I don't know how much more of a jump is actually going to be there in the leaderboard, but yes, this was a motivation booster. This was one of those matches where we know, and it has been proven that Kalahari is the map of comeback. In the first Kalahari map, we saw FX coming back. In the second one, we are seeing this particular team known as WL coming back in the game. So that is actually something which is very, very amazing to watch out. But moving up ahead, now the last match is about to come in from Philippines qualifier. This is day number 3. You have to remember this is already the last day. Now it's going to be the last match. It could be the last shot really very soon, where we are going to witness the last Booyah as well. So let's see what eventually happens in this particular match, which is going to be here anytime soon. But before that, Insane, how did you think that WL was able to get that Booyah?
See, WL kept on maintaining its man number. I've always given preference to the man number. At the same time, I've given emphasis to the early rotation. WL, they managed to get a good rotation towards the Santa Catarina area. The shipwreck, they managed to get into that. That was a good call. And from there on, the circle kept on giving them a good favor. So I think it was a game changer for them. And from there, it was all piece of cake. They kept on dying, they kept on reviving, kept on taking the fight, giving good covers to the teammates. So altogether, every single thing was on point. Especially the luck favored them. So I believe that was all the benefit they could get from that point, and they were clearly topping up the charge when it comes to the booyah, at least in the last game.
Indeed, that was amazing. And you explained it quite well that how WL was able to get that Booyah in their favor.
Mm.
Now it's all about the last match. We have to see what happens in the last match and how it will impact the leaderboard as well. Well, WL's Booyah is fortunately going to impact quite a bit. Quite a few teams are going to get scared for their position as well in the leaderboard. Right now, we all know top 3 is something which we have to chase for. Invoker, sorry, to be precise, AV Radicals and QR are 2 teams which are fortunately going to get qualified for sure, because the amount of points and the consistency that they've shown is absolutely going to push them quite a bit in terms of leaderboard. Apart from that, now it's all about the third position, which is the team which is going to chase that point is something very crucial. SAF, sixth match was there in the bag. Seventh match started off quite well, but after that they were taken down quite swiftly. And now with this booyah, I guess Team WL might be able to come back with the game.
SF, regardless, still managed to come to at least hashtag 2 point. Ego managed to get to the third spot. SF, the last guy standing, he took down Soria right in front of the team WL, and from there, WL clearly got the booyah. So I think SF has pretty much done and secured a good number of points in the last game. And there you go, the final match of the day, match number 8. It's gonna be none other than LP. Okay, that's a good map. Somewhere in the center, we have a blue zone, militia area, and the players must be going towards the stadium area but the stadium area is a little too far away. Player will have to glide or take the vehicle in order to reach the stadium area on time.
Yeah, indeed, it can be very critical to see that how these people are actually going to rotate and pull through with the gun game. Ramo is there, you are blank, Laika, Shanks, Eagle, everybody is trying just level best, trying their level best to be precise and survive. But right now, I am actually looking up to the player number, that's 35. Quite a few teams have actually bailed out from the tournament, which is something which is not should be done, to be precise. Even if you are unable to just, let's say, get the qualifications done, even if you know that 110% you are not going to go for the next phase, you should perform, you should learn that why you are unable to do so. But guys, always remember one thing: either you win from it or you learn from it. That is the only mantra that every single thing is actually going to go with. Either be it the life-like situation or the competitive situation, wherever you want to coin this, we're either going to win it or learn from it. There is nothing to lose. Every time, even if you are not getting the thing that you are actually coming here for, like let's say the qualification, now you know that why you were not qualified, what was the mistake, what was the mistake that you have did. But right now, let's see what happens eventually in the game as well. 33 people are still surviving.
32 players still surviving. Philippines qualifiers are going on right now. We are down with 7 matches. This is the 8th match to go. Alpine is the map. H2G is alive. Aries was fighting it out, but unfortunately, Aries gets down. JZ, okay. Is he shaking hands with the enemy or what? Right now, he crossed paths with the enemy. Finally, JZ has managed to take down the enemy, but from here on, I'm not really sure whether JZ will be able to get out of this particular location because this is quite a tough situation. He's the last man standing, doesn't even have a good number of good consumables which are really needed. And okay, he gets down, not get alive from that situation.
Well, indeed, survival was something which was quite impacted for that particular corner, but let's see moving up ahead how much more of a point he can actually build through that. FX with some amazing points is looking strong, but right now, Booyah is something they have to actually aim. If they get the Booyah once again in this day, that can easily bump a lot of things in their leaderboard. And I guess hashtag 3 is the position that has to be aimed for the moment. Let's see which team is going to just catch up on that. Apart from actually being quite chaotic, FX Aguila is actually having some good loots as well. Right now, moving up at S2G, just the way they went out quite early is something quite literally damaging for their stand in the leaderboard. RSX, Bonito, Kaisi, and the other guys are still remaining at large. Let's see how their performance is going to get carried away. We still have WL also as well, if I'm not wrong, also going out of the equation. So that's something which was quite critical to watch out. Right now, we'll talk about Team AV Radicals as well. 4 amazing kills from the corner. Retooks with 2 amazing kills, and he's still looking forward to gain more and more.
You are blank, last man standing. Laika, Shanks, Eagle. The 3 guys are down. Eagle is back. Laika and Shanks will be back in no time as well. Blank is no longer blank because he's got Eagle covering his back. But unfortunately, there's an enemy as well, and he gets down. Blank will be shot down from the point blank range. Eagle, there's no guy to welcome Eagle in this game. Unfortunately, blank, his teammate gets down, and let's see, Eagle, will he be able to bring back his teammates like Shanks and blank, or he will die? We're down with 23 men. That's quite an early elimination of so many guys, Raider. Don't you think?
Yeah, indeed, quite a few people have been taken on quite swiftly. I guess in this match, this is the last match. So teams like QR, teams like AV Radicals is fortunately going to go quite aggressive because now they know they don't have anything to lose. They can easily gain some good points and eventually backlash quite a few people. Or there could be some teams like that which are still at the bottom of the leaderboard. They know that they can't gain anything, so why not just crush the gameplay for any other team?
Eagle, last man standing, trying to get in, and there you go. Team AV. Team AB with 117 point captain. This team is definitely qualifying. I am 100% sure, certain now. Even though I was still waiting for the confirmation of all the matches, but even before getting over with the 8th match of the day, I'm 100% sure that this team will win it. They are in it to win it, and they will make it to the next round. But SAF, meanwhile, if they manage to get a good Booyah in this game, and if they manage to get good number of points, good number of frags in this game, maybe 30 bomber, then they might have a chance. I'm not really sure, but I'm waiting for the points table.
We all are waiting for the points table to come in, but right now at this moment, as you can see, the clashes are fortunately going to be there. Team SF is once again trying to be aggressive. If I talk about Murdy, he's also trying his level best to retaliate and gain some good points. Let's see what happens eventually, how they're going to go on, and how many more points they can actually build. 23 amazing people are still surviving. We have got AV, SAF, WL, AXT, S2G, Ego, and all the other teams are still trying to get the carnage done and dusted. SF is already seeing some good blows. As you can see, MCDO is not looking that strong. His HP is not that great, but eventually he's going to patch himself. That's amazing. And that's quite fruitful for the team, to be precise. On the other corner, some more shots have been dealt up. Okay, another knockout comes down with M187. A beautiful knockout is already there. Revival is going to be there, and for sure MCDO is going to be back in the game. Another kill comes in. And first kill for this particular guy who is known as Hawkeye comes in. And now he might actually feel more comfortable in terms of rotating, in terms of picking up the fight, and in terms of gaining those points. Alpine is the map. We all know it can be quite chaotic, and that's what is actually happening. RS6, if I talk about this team, PX is going to be the only guy. He's the last one standing. He's way too open-ended. Now I guess he's also going to go down, and that actually constitutes one more team out of the equation.
Yeah. Team SAF. I don't know why, but I'm having high hopes from the team AXT as well. I'm not really sure how many points they've secured, but so far we could see them playing a couple of good games. In fact, consistently they kept on securing good number of frags and good points, even though they got less booyahs, but they've been playing pretty well. And if in this particular game they manage to get a 30 bomber, they'll somewhat come close to the team AV. And since I could not join in for the first day one performance, I want to ask you, Raider, what sort of a performance did AXT come up in the first day?
AXT was quite well. I guess they had a one booyah in the first day, and after that, the consistency was there, delivered in their favor. But apart from that, AXT was unable to outshine any other team. That's the kind of performance that actually came in the AXT's persistency. But right now, if we talk about Team AV Radicals, Raymil has been taken on, one of the best guys that AV holds. Apart from that, we have got Retux, we have got Vines at this moment. Retux as well has been taken down. That means Team AV Radicals is getting crashed quite a bit with 6 amazing kills. Team AV Radicals is not looking that great, but I believe the recall can fortunately be there. Vine goes in, pushes in. I guess the recall was also there in front of him, but he decides not to go for that. He decides that he's going to go on the aggressive end and maybe gain some good points.
I think that is a good strategy because since it is the last game, so AV already knows that they're sitting on top of the table for the day at least, and they've already managed to get to the top 3 spot. And because after every single game in such a big tournament, every single team and guy, they calculate their own points. So not just their own points, they always try to calculate the points secured by the other teams as well. Not really sure whether they have done it or not, but I'm expecting the same sort of a strategy from every single guy in the lobby, because all these guys are professional. So I'm expecting that AV already knows their position in the game, and they already know their overall position. So they are going all in right now. AXT were looking confident. Unfortunately, 2 players down. Let's see, Kando will be getting eliminated or not. But there you go, fair right away. Waiting for Kando to get down, Kando to die maybe, so that he'll be able to bring Kando back right away.
Yeah, indeed, that could be the strategy. Kango has been taken on, and yes, of course, right away he's back in the game. On the other corner, Waterboy manages to put one more down from the equation. Beautiful headshot coming up, and he's constantly wreaking havoc, which is amazing. Moving up ahead, let's see how much more of a damage he can actually pull through. Because for the moment, Kando is going to be back. Okay, Fear has been taken down. That's a sad side to watch. Waterboy is also about to go down. The amount of HP he's upholding is not that great. If we talk about Team SAF with the 4-man power, this team is also looking a bit stable. 12 amazing kills has to be delivered. Tanamo is the only guy which is still surviving from Team AV's corner. I don't know how many more survival point can he actually gain, but I believe right now AV, apart from being let's say surviving, I guess aggression is something which that guy is actually going to pull through. A lot of shots came in. Hawkeye has been taken on, and Tanamo also gets finished. With this team, AV is already out of equation. That means a total of 7 kills from the corner and being in the top 5.
Yes, every single team. We're down to 9 men. SAF looking confident with the 5 frags. But FX, if we talk about FX, I remember you said there could be FX could be this third team. So coming back to the number of points, they have pretty much secured good number of frags in this particular game. I believe that was somewhere around 12 to 14 frags, if I'm not wrong. And they have a chance to get 2-3 more frags if they get all the points, if they try and get all the points that are in the lobby along with the booyah points. If they do, at this point of time, we have come up with we've done all the matches so far. I'm really curious. I'm really excited about the points table. What sort of a points table we'll be getting? We'll definitely be getting good surprises. Yes, for sure. There are 2 teams that have already almost confirmed. We are simply waiting for the final stamp in the face of the points table when the overall point standings come. Then we'll be very sure. But right now we can still be very certain about 2 teams. But still, the third team, which is it going to be? That's the real question. Is it going to be SAF? Is it going to be FX or some other team? You never know.
Well, indeed, there could be some other teams sneaking up on the leaderboard. That could be AXT as well, which was being consistent from the corner. So apart from that, WL can actually be one of those significant teams with some good points. It's going to be a neck-to-neck type of competition in the hashtag 3, 4, 5 type of placements. Right now, FX is also moving up ahead. 8 people are what we are actually looking up to. Somebody might actually get the recall as well. So the number of players can actually increase a little bit more. Apart from that, if we talk about Too Easy, leaving the ammo for the teammate as well. Moving up ahead, he has to just move in and gain some good points. 2 kill coming from SAF's corner. Okay, we are not going to witness any kind of recalls coming up because SAF with the 4-man power is there. Apart from that, we have got FX as well with the 4-man power. That means the coordination, the clash, the fight, the domination is about to come in, and it is about to get a backlash really very soon because it's a 4v4 type of fight coming up. Already the shots are coming up. MCDO is trying his level best to attain some good points, and damage is done and dusted as you can see. A lot of damage has been delivered, but still the enemy resides. Okay, now one more player from Team FX has been taken down. That's Too Easy who has been knocked out. The guy has been totally finished off. Apart from that, another knockout comes in with some beautiful blows, but fortunately SAF's member are actually coming up with a backup. A lot of knockouts are still coming up. Team SAF is still looking strong, but MCDO is back in the game. That definitely actually proves that SF is being a little bit more strong, a little bit more aggressive.
MCDO is down. He'll be. But Team SAF, clearly they've got the booyah. Finally, in the last final game, match number 8. Match number 8, Team SF has managed to get the booyah, get their hands at the booyah. That's 2 booyahs back to back. And clearly, Team SF, they've pretty much dominated the last 2 games. I'm really sorry. That was the 6th game they managed to get the booyah. And then the 8th game, still they managed to get their hands at 2 booyahs. And I believe they'll be gaining quite a good points in the points table. But we are waiting for the points table, overall points standings. Reader, I'm really excited about that. But what do you have to say about the performance of the entire day and the performance of 3 days, 3 gruesome days where every single team tried to bring in their best game in order to qualify for the real rounds where the real rumble is going to start, where the teams from the Indian lobby, from where the teams from the Bangladesh lobby, Sri Lankan lobby, Pakistan lobby, all sorts of lobbies, best of the best. It's going to be the battle of the best teams in the Asian continent. So please tell me your views.
Well, I guess the only surprise that today actually came in was the clutches coming from Kalahari map. the teams which are actually gaining some good points in Kalahari. SAF became a surprise. WL became a surprise. Apart from that, I guess team like EXC also was coming as a surprise. The way they were unfortunately unable to gain some good points. Getting those boyas was quite amazing from WL's and FX's corner. But if I talk about teams like, let's say, QR, unable to perform the way they were performing in the past 2 days. But still, I guess second day was one of those days where they actually gained the point at the maximum. Apart from that, if I talk about Team AV, every single match was actually in their favor. Here and then, they were actually being the top 3 or top 5. That was absolutely amazing. They were getting some good survival points, getting some good frags as well in their favor, which actually is going to help them a lot in terms of leaderboard. They are once again going to cross the 100-digit mark. I mean, they already did in the previous match. Before the 8th match actually went down, they already had crossed the 100 digit. Apart from that, right now, I don't know how much more of a buffer they are actually going to get built. But yeah, the competition is surreal for the third position. It could be FX, it could be WL, it could be AXT, it could be SAF. So a lot of teams are actually there at that position to chase that #3 position. It's going to be a neck and neck competition, and I believe somewhere around SAF and FX are actually one of those two teams which have the upper hand in terms of the points table.
See, actually, so guys, the moment that you've always waiting for, the points table. Can we have the look at the points table, the overall points table? After the gruesome battle of 3 days, the points table is finally here. Okay, AV Radials qualifying. Yes, with 113 points. Okay, with the 101 point, we have 259. Okay, I'm really sorry. AV Radials with 259 points. Coming in on the first spot, and in number 2 we have SAF with the 195 points, then War FX with 189 points. Hard to get with the 179 points. K9 with 179 yet again. 5th spot. WL Berserkers with 148 points coming in at the 6th spot, and that's a good number. AV Radials managed to get 5 booyahs, and SAF. I think today was the day which was a game changer for SAF. But please, reader, coming in at the second page, please do the honors.
Well, indeed, the second pages are coming up, and as you can see, Ego is on the top with the 15 matches that they played. They've attained 144 points. That's not a great place to actually be with. #7. Quick reaction if I talk about this particular team. QR. Well, this is the thing I was talking about in saying that QR was able to get some good points in the day number 2. But apart from that, QR is the team which was unable to get any kind of good points in the day number 1 and day number 3. That's the lack of consistency coming from this particular team's corner. But yeah, with one booyah, only 137 points from the corner. Bloody Head with 2 booyahs is actually having 128, and Rebellion Squad or RBS is actually having 103. Warwick Tyrants with 62 points, FL2 Speed with 22 points in their favor, and that's how the whole overall standing is actually going to be there. And eventually, right now, we can clearly state that the teams which are on top are here in front of us. Team AV Radicals did the part, and eventually the third position was actually stolen by a team known as VorFX. That was amazing. And if I'm not wrong, SF was the one who was at the second position as well.
Actually, the entire day, the third day was entirely the game changer, and especially the
Indeed, man.
6th match and the 8th match. These 2 matches were the game changers for the team SAF. They almost matched up with the number with the neck to neck, somewhat neck to neck with the team AV Radials, because initially AV Radials from the day 1, from the match number 1 until the very last match, they kept on surviving. They kept on kicking in with kicking in good number of frag, good number of points. But coming to the second spot, that was secured by SAF. Would say 2 matches. 2 matches changed the entire scenario for these teams. But then we have at the third spot FX. FX kept on pushing, and they managed to get a good number of points. And congratulations to these teams, and all the very best to these 3 teams. And better luck next time for all the other team that came in with their matches, with their game, with their best skills. But unfortunately, it was only a 3 team that were getting the chance to get to the next round. And before we get over with the night, Raider, please do the honors.
Well, the job is done and dusted, as you all can see. Philippines qualified, 12 amazing teams came in, closed the part. EV Radicals showed their kind of consistency, quick reactions. Or should I say, QR also tried their level best. SAF, being a sneaky team, was unable to perform in the second day, but was able to be at the second position as well with some good consistent points in their favor every single time now and then. But with this, guys, we are going to bid a farewell to you guys. Eventually, we are going to be back with another qualifier from another region, and very soon we are going to see the top 3 teams contending for the next phase for the prize pool of plus $6,000 and the glory of becoming the champion of Asia Cup. On that note, guys, my administrator, along with me, it was insane on the desk. We are going to bid a farewell for the night. We are going to see you tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow as well.
Thank you.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. About It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Now I'm on the edge. Show me you love me, then let me unpack. Yeah, you made my emotions. Now I'm on the I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.